Ahoy, landlubbers! This be your Captain Vasco speaking. Welcome once again to this room, such as it is. We are streaming from the newish office in the house that I now own. It's exciting. It's stressful. We're making do mostly. I'm glad to hear that you'd be up for a ridiculous stream. I was just saying before I properly started recording that I almost just for no reason just subconsciously clicked the stop streaming button after just like remarking on something weird going on nearby. And I was like, wouldn't that be a great stream where I like talk for 4 minutes, like chat doesn't even really have time to respond, I just shut off the stream. All I'll say for the time being, I mean, I have mentioned yesterday and on the Discord earlier in the week that, like, I have a weird stream planned, so I hope you're excited for October 12th, because it's gonna be weird. God, the music is so weird, and so, like, close? Nah, I can't see nothing from here. I don't know why I'd even try that. That doesn't make any sense. Eh. It was just gonna bother me. You can't even see that, but it would just annoy me that corner was suddenly like exposed to the moonlight. Yeah. Speaking of dates, it is Saturday, September 21st, 2024. As we all know, this September only had about like 8 days in it, so it's weird that it's like the 21st. Super short month. Should we be excited or scared? See, that's the thing. I don't know. The scariest part of this to me, which makes it appropriate for Halloween, is that I have no idea if it will work the way I want it to, or if people will like it. It's a lofty goal, and it could be something everyone's excited about, or it could not work, or it could work and no one could like it. It's so hard to know. And that's what makes it both exciting and scary. Looks like White Vulpix has orange lips because of the top of the orange Vulpix. Yeah, sort of. Kind of thought you'd be able to see the stack of Vulpix a little better. I wasn't as careful with this layout as I thought I was. If it involves donuts, I'll be guaranteed to be excited. I mean, I don't like things have gotten complicated, right? Because with Halloween, like normally I do some big, like moderately high concept stream that involves like a costume. And I thought of a costume today that I'm excited about that I don't think will read super well on stream. And I have to decide if that is a deterrent to it being something I work on for the next month. But, like, really, I think the most work will end up going into this October 12th stream. Now, we have the option to do more of the October 12th stream if it's successful, or we could never speak of it again, like the Concept Saga stream from so many years ago. I feel like I had a train of thought before getting derailed by Vulpix, among other things. But I'm excited for the thing. I hope that people will like it. If I thought everyone would hate it, I wouldn't tell everyone to come watch it. But I do joke about the potential for it not going well because it may not be something everyone's excited about in the end. I don't know. Just trying to keep expectations realistic. I'm not good at hyping myself because I think I'm bad. I've had to... Something about the whole move process has made me feel like old in like a bad way and has caused me to become introspective in a lot of negative ways, and I'm really struggling with that on top of everything else going on. So I have that going for me. You know what else I have going for me? Some more Blackwell saga. I don't know if there's a formal name for the whole quintrilogy. Is it 5 or 6 games? I should really just look this up and commit it to memory. I would kind of call it at large the Blackwell Legacy, but that's just the name of the first game, and that sort of complicates things. But we finished 2 games now, the Blackwell Legacy and the Blackwell Unbound, and this is Blackwell Convergence, the 3rd game that will be starting tonight. I know absolutely nothing about this. I didn't even do an initial playtest. Like, I saw like the very first scene of the last game when I initially set up the first 2 for stream. This one I didn't even do that because the audio settings are such junk that like it just doesn't mean anything. Like I used the F2 F3 controls to like audio balance the main menu music, roughly speaking, but like we just end up doing it on the fly anyway. What's the point of spoiling myself on whatever comes next? So the Blackwell games have been really interesting. I have feelings about them. Also, I only really just appreciated the fact that Vulpixie was summoned by my mom just mentioning Vulpix in chat. I didn't know that's how that worked, but that's amazing. That's incredible that that timed out that way. I should pay more attention, but I'm just so busy existing. It's very hard for me. So like one thing to summarize, the Blackwell games at large follow a family with the surname Blackwell. The women of this family have the powers of spirit mediums, much like Phoenix Wright, except instead of like channeling their own family members and occasionally like the deceased who are part of a relevant legal case, it's always the same guy named Joey, and he kind of sucks, and then he tries to get like disappointed spirits to grab his tie so that they can force those ghosts into the afterlife, whether they like it or not, which has led to some emotionally complicated feelings about these games of like, I'm not actually sure whether we're the good guys, because like it seems like roughly half of all the ghosts that we've sent on are like pretty upset about it for various reasons. Sometimes the devil's involved, but I've consistently had some frustration at these games mechanically. The story kind of is what it is. It's not perfect. There's an interesting idea. I do kind of wish the characters, especially Joey, were a little, I don't know, well-rounded, maybe? It's not even that I want everyone to be a super cool person and they all have to be good people or whatever, but like, I don't know. Like, I feel like, what's her name? Lauren from the second game kind of just came off like goth teenager to me after everything was said and done. It's like, yeah, I mean, I guess it's a short game, but like, I don't know. It just doesn't get me all that invested in the character, especially because the very act of like setting the spirits on, like I'm still unclear as to whether that's a good thing or we're just doing it because we have to. But like something that's hard for me to address is the fact that like I've heard nothing but good things about the Blackwell games for ages, and now like playing through them, like I reflected on this a little bit after finishing the second game. I think one of the problems I'm having is that like especially in the second game, I feel like it was worse in Unbound, but like the games have this real tendency where like progress is relatively meaningless, where like you will do several things. You'll like figure out a thing, you'll research a thing, you'll use that information to go to a new location and talk to a new character, and then like once you've finished that series of steps, you basically have no new information. And what I think I'm struggling with is that these games are kind of straddling two different types of games that I like, but in a way that accomplishes none of the things I like about either. Which is, on the one hand, you have the classic adventure game, which has kind of a traditionally a focus on puzzles. A focus on either like puzzles of like using your inventory items in like weird, novel, unexpected ways to kind of cause like fun or interesting things to happen and to solve problems like typically without violence is kind of the conceit of them, as much as I like to joke that like hammer and knife solve all adventure game problems. But like the thing is that like your inventory is like has consistently been an afterthought, at least in these first two games. Like in the second game, there's a couple times it's important to use the inventory, and like the controls are so junky that like it just doesn't work very good. And like the contrast, I would say, is the sort of interactive movie. Think Heavy Rain, think Until Dawn. Historically, I like those games even when they're bad because they just kind of have this constant sense of action to them, and like, you know, sometimes I get a little frustrated that like they want your input really quickly and they don't give you a sense of what it's gonna do. So you're like, yeah, ask for a high five, and then you like insult their mother, and you're like, what? Wait, I mean, if I had even a sense that that's what's gonna happen, I'm not gonna do it. But like, you know, generally speaking, like the fun of those is that they keep flowing. You know, whatever happens, it just keeps moving. And like then like the focus isn't on the puzzles, it's just sort of like the experience of the story. It's raw story. Like adventure games tend to be driven by story, but the gameplay is mostly puzzles historically. And like that includes stuff like dialogue trees where you have to convince people to do things or apply things that you've learned to like trick people into saying something you want or whatever. But like I feel like somehow we're like right in the middle where like we have this focus on these like menial tasks. Like the phone book in the second game was really egregious to me. You just keep looking up people's names in the phone book. It's not like it's its own game mechanic. It's not anything. It's just like a weird gating thing where like you just need to know the character's name and how to spell it so you can look it up in the phone book. And then that tells you to go to a place. And then you talk to that person, they tell you nothing. It's really slow paced. It has many steps. It's not interactive. And it just like, it doesn't inherently progress anything because like getting the address doesn't do anything for you. And more often than not, going to the address doesn't do anything for you. Chronos had asked me, which of those two games have I liked the best so far? I would say the first one pretty significantly. I just don't really get what we were going for with the second one. I mean, like, I think the story is, like, kind of fine for both of them. The story might even be a little stronger in the second one, to be honest. But, like, the like, new things in the second game are, like, they're mainly, like, the phone book in place of the Google search. And, like, in the first game, the ability to do, like, Google search was just sort of, like, it was like a light gate. It was like, oh, like now that I know this character's last name, I can like look up enough about them that I can like have a sensible interaction where I go talk to them and learn what I need to learn, and the game keeps progressing. In the second game, and I think I attribute this to the phone book because it was just frustrating that like the thing to do was like always somehow the phone book. Like it was just a one-trick pony. Like everything was about the phone book. But I think really the problem has more to do with the fact that the characters were written in a certain way where they just like had no, like it's almost like they were aware that they were in a video game and would be penalized if the player beat the game. Like the TV show Reboot, if you've ever seen the TV show Reboot, where like if the user beats the video game, all the characters get punished, and that's why the AI has to try to beat you at a video game. That's kind of what it felt like, where, you know, like I was trying to solve these mysteries to help these ghosts find peace in the afterlife, and just like every person who ever knew them was like, I didn't know crap about them, and even if I did, I wouldn't tell you, and also you smell bad. And it's just like, yeah, like it's kind of fun if like one character is like that and you have to creatively overcome it. But the closest we came to that in the last game was when the game made this huge point of like, wow, you sure can't use persistence and just try to keep talking to this guy to get him to open up and tell you about this dead guy's sister. And then like you have the ghost look at him and he's like, try talking about love, that'll get him. And then you like mention love and then he's like, you're so persistent, you talked me into opening up about that dead guy's sister. And it's like, you literally told me that's what not to do. Like that's not even a puzzle.
Call me dummy thick.
Like it was just very frustrating. And I feel like that was very indicative of the experience of the second game in particular, but both of them together. And with all that being said, the lag kills me every time. I test this and then just it behaves this way. It's fine. With all that being said, the Blackwell Convergence. Wait a minute, this is the Blackwell Convergence? On all the lists, I think this one is just Blackwell Convergence, like the second one is Blackwell Unbound. It's just inconsistent, is what I'm saying. Which is, I guess, par for the course. Also, hi, Project Eos, welcome, you're just in time. Let's start a new game. Good start. Audio balanced. New York City, Upper West Side, 5:30 p.m. Well, no one's going to be at work at 5:30 p.m. We all know that work starts at like 10 p.m. and goes till 6 in the morning.
Anybody there?
You really expecting an answer?
I was just checking.
Well,
a tutorial is available. Would you like to activate it? I think I accidentally skipped some dialogue, which is bad. I can't listen. This game, I think, may have been released in 2011. God, I really should just have these dates and things on a notepad or something. I so badly want audio balancing controls. I so badly want it. I can't... Like, you know this makes me crazy. If you've ever seen me play any game on stream, you know the first thing I want is for the audio to be balanced and then we can play the game. It's literally, like, the number one... Sometimes people will suggest a game, and what I'll say is, like, well, if I can get it running. And what that means, like, 80% of the time is, like, I just want the audio to sound like it was meant for a person to listen to it. But, like, I was just jamming the volume down control because this is a little outrageous, and I already used the controls, such as they are, to turn them down on the main screen. Yeah, I'm with you, Neko. I feel like you're one of the only people who truly feels my pain about this. That, like, I just get the impression that anyone who's ever worked on a game that has audio just, like, also doesn't possess ears. Unfortunately, that's also true of, like, television and film and just any audio-visual medium that exists anymore. Yeah, turn on the tutorial. Maybe there's a new mechanic. We've already done internet and phone book. I don't actually know what era this is. I just know it's 5:30 p.m. in New York. So I'm guessing that it's Roman times and we're going to use an abacus or something. Welcome to the tutorial for the Blackwell Convergence. Right now you're controlling... Oh, God. Rosa Blackwell. Alright, so we're back to the protagonist of the first game, which almost answers your concern about why everyone looks identical. Where is she? She's on the other side of that door. Let's try to get her inside. To interact with the world, click left mouse button. Try clicking on a few things, and then when you're ready, left click on the door. How about the first thing I left click on is F2. Now, what's weird is I do feel like that's having some effect on the audio, but it's not deterministic. Alright, shouldn't I be able to see Joey if what we're saying is the ghost can get in here, but she can't?
I can't see anything in there.
That did not affect the volume, it turns out. Maybe the background just naturally got quieter, but she is screaming at me. Okay, hold on. Let me bring up the control panel, and I'll do this the hard way. Sound. Scroll down. App volume and device preferences. Find Blackwell Convergence. Reduce to 25 seemed to work before.
I can't see anything in there.
That's a little closer.
I can't see anything in there. I can't see...
It's really actually quite funny that the game's concept of tutorial is like, test out clicking by something that obviously you can't accomplish, and then try to open the door. This is clearly better. I think maybe there's an internal balance and this just starts too loud, which is what I thought the first game was doing. But then I guess both of the other games have had the issue where, like, the more you play it, the more you find, like, Shy Ronnie did half the voices in the game, and, like, someone, like, screamed directly into their microphone with no filter for the rest of the dialogue.
Joey, the door is locked.
Tutorial! Rosa interacted with the door, but it's locked! Things are never easy! God.
Yeah, I can see that. Looks like it's up to me.
Rosa can't get through the door, but Joey's a ghost and he can slip through easily. You can switch between the characters by clicking the buttons in the main interface. Did they take tab away? I think they told me tab was the main way to do it last time. To activate the interface, move your mouse cursor to the top of the screen. The panel that just dropped down is the main interface. From here you can access Rosangela's notebook, Rosangela's inventory, and various game options. Right now we are mainly interested in the buttons labeled J and R. These buttons let you switch and control Joey and Rosangela. Currently you are controlling Rosangela. Click J. Excellent. Now we're control. Okay. I had some complaints about the last game, sort of just like assuming that you would pick up on stuff like the phone book, even though it's like a major mechanic that it like barely, if at all, touches on. This is a little heavy-handed. This is a little over the top. Excellent. Now we're controlling Joe. You can also switch between characters between pressing the tab of the keyboard. There it is. Let's see if Joey's better luck with the door. Left-click door.
Charming.
Well,
That's a fun noise.
what do you see?
Nothing. Yet.
How would you see nothing?
I'll
Why
see
would
if
you?
there's a way to open that door.
Why would you? Why did he poke his head through the door if that didn't enable him to see through it? What was the purpose of that? In addition to interacting with objects, you can look at objects as well. Right-click on them to get a description. I've never got used to their way of handling this. Help Joey find a way to open the door by looking. Look for something that glints. Boy, that is a really heavy-handed tutorial for a point-and-click adventure game. I have to say, though, it's not a great sign that they needed to do this because the object is so small that it, like, literally doesn't have, like, a visible sprite of any kind in the world. Like, it has to glint because if you look where the shimmer is happening, there's stone nothing there otherwise. This fills me with some sense of foreboding for what is to come.
Looks like a paperclip.
Maybe this paperclip can help. How? Joey has one ghostly power at his disposal. He could generate a light breeze. Boy, oh boy. Left-click the paperclip to make him blow on it. You know how to whistle, don't you?
Hey, Dollface, I got a present for you.
Joey, a paperclip just blew past my shoe.
It's all yours, darling.
What do I do with this?
Great
Try
question.
opening the door with it.
Does that actually work?
Sure, why not?
Rosangela now has a paperclip in her inventory! Isn't that exciting? Switch back to Rosangela and learn how to use inventory. Okay, I really am wishing that I hadn't clicked it. The problem is there's no way for me to know at what point we're going to introduce new mechanics, but boy, I do hate this tutorial. Oh, hang on. Demolition says, some people on Steam had my problem. One of the new problems caused by deleting the music audio. At some point, you want to record a piece of music. The game logic bounded the actual song playing. So if you disabled audio box, you can't record it? Wait, that's not the problem I had, but that's bananas. Like, that is exceptionally weird game logic. Although, granted, since the game has no internal mechanism for, like, controlling the volume of any sound effects, music, or dialogue, I can sort of understand how we got there, but yikes. Right. Tab, my superpower. Controlling Rosangela, even if you can't see her. Is that going to come up a lot? Since the main interface is now open, we can see your inventory, and look, there's the paperclip! Now try using it on the door. To open the door, left-click the paperclip, then move the cursor to the door and left-click it. Okay, I'm so sorry, but I need you to understand something. This is just what an adventure game is. The fact that it took us 3 games to get here and we felt like we needed an in-depth tutorial on it saddens me to my core. It's just not great. Also, you know that they say that you should start telling a story for like a movie or a game or whatever, like just lead with action. I feel like we've definitely accomplished that here.
I have no idea how to do this.
Just keep trying, darling. It's an old door. It shouldn't be any trouble.
It keeps slipping. This isn't going to work.
O ye of little faith.
It
No
clearly has one of
ghosts?
those like cartoon
Yeah.
keyholes.
You think something's coming?
Not sure. I feel something. Might as well take a look around.
Strange
first,
tugging
just in
sensation?
case.
Congratulations! You got Rosangela and Joey past the door. You're on your own for now. Investigate the room by interacting, left-clicking, and looking, right-clicking, to see what you can find. Oh, this is troubling. Demolition says, copied release notes for Blackwell Convergence patch 2.2.1. Oh, this is actually interesting. Side note to this. When I went to download Blackwell Convergence this week, I noticed that they patched the Blackwell Legacy this week. That game came out in 2006. They added a patch this week, like since we finished playing it. Added proper Linux and Mac ports with working achievements. Added small music volume drop when speech occurs to give more breathing room. Music now starts at 75%. Added F2 and F3 as music volume controls as speech is already at 100%. It sure is. And was before it, in my honest opinion, doesn't need to be adjusted. Ah, so we've learned that the developer never played the game after making it. Or, as Neko points out, lacks ears. I will say, it's an interesting choice to make the first puzzle to make the playable character visible on the screen. It just sets a weird precedent, in my opinion. But also, I don't actually know what we're doing here. So, like, even though I haven't tried doing anything in fairness, on some level I have to argue that we found ourselves right back in that Blackwell Unbound territory of, like, I accomplished the task and have no direction.
There's nothing on there but dust.
Sweet, a ghost hand.
Oh, Joey,
Yeah?
I think I found it.
Well, will you look at that?
What's
I refuse.
he doing out there?
There's only one way to find out.
I am not climbing out onto the window ledge.
What, are you kidding? Leave the dangerous stuff to the dead guy.
Well, I'll listen. I know I've been really negative, even though I feel like it's been warranted by some features, like we decided that in like 2011 graphic adventure games were a new concept. I feel like there's already been some improvement in the dynamic between these two characters. Window.
All right, let's see what this spook has to say.
Yeah, I know the drill. I'll wait here.
It's me! It's me with glasses! Sad overweight guy with no legs. No, wait, that's not quite right.
Hello.
Stay back. I mean it. I'll do it.
I have bad news. Or maybe good news? I have news for you.
All right, pal, take a deep breath and relax.
Relax?
I don't know why I even clicked that.
You think
Obviously,
I
that
could
wasn't going to work.
relax? If I could relax, you think I'd be out here?
I don't know. Why don't you tell me about it?
Don't come any closer. I swear I'll jump.
Jump. You're here to kill yourself?
Maybe. I don't know. I can't think of anything else to do.
I'm just so bored. Notes, ghost on the ledge. There's a ghost on the ledge of an empty high-rise office. He's threatening to jump. Obviously talk about the weather, for
Hey,
sure.
let's get out of this rain.
What rain?
This rain? Take a look around. It's pouring cats and dogs out here.
I don't feel any rain.
That's because... forget it.
Yeah, if we could get him to acknowledge that he was dead, our problem would already be solved, huh?
I think this might be too little too late.
What do you mean?
I mean, you can't kill yourself. You're already dead.
What?
I said you're already dead.
That's sick. You're insane. Get off my ledge.
Young whippersnappers on my ledge. Side note, big fan of Smilex. I feel like that's the company that manufactures Instant Smile. I should have got a glass of Instant Smile today. Let me ask this guy if he knows about a ghost on a ledge.
Hey, I'm Joey. What's your name?
Why should you care?
Does it matter?
You don't know me. You don't know anything about me.
I want to help you. Give me something to work with here.
You don't know me at all. Nobody knows me at all.
You all understand. I mean, don't understand.
Hey, I'm Joey. What's your name? Why does it?
You don't. You don't know.
Close.
Look,
Leave.
don't do anything.
Talk to Rosa.
Hello in there.
What?
I said hello.
I can't hear you.
Hey,
Never
it's
mind.
raining. You're
I
weird.
said forget it.
That's fun. I do enjoy that.
Man, this is going to be awkward.
Why's that?
The guy's threatening to jump.
Jump.
Yeah.
Well, how can he...
Yeah, it's an odd one.
Talk
check
in the
some.
notebook.
Yeah, Joey?
Hey, there's a ghost out
Our
there.
friend on the ledge seems more scared than confused.
How so?
He's aware of his surroundings at least, and when he talks, he actually makes sense. That's more than you can say for most spooks.
Oh my, do you all understand the gravity of what just happened? I don't know if that was literally a hint, but at least, like, we had a conversation between our two playable characters, and they actually gave, like, context for the problem that we're trying to solve instead of just incessantly snarking at each other like a married couple who are going to kill each other. I think I missed that comment. Neko said that she had joked about the floor sparkle being a trigger for a floor tutorial in case the main character tried to walk off a ledge and didn't expect the curtain to immediately open and find a ghost trying to jump off the ledge.
Hey, why don't you try snooping around?
You think there's a clue here?
There's gotta be something.
Oh my god, that's actual direction. Guys, I'm really excited about this. You don't understand. I've played 2 of these games that basically aren't even games, and this one so far promises to actually be an adventure game. It even tries to explain to you what the concept of a point-and-click game is. It might be serious about this.
Well, let's get back to it.
Yeah.
Alright, let's look at some papers or something. Hello, Bueller? Drawers. Drawers?
All I could find was a newspaper clipping. Looks like an obituary.
Okay, weird shortcut, but okay. Alan Rakin of Rakin Publishing and Supply was found dead yesterday afternoon. Witnesses saw Rakin fall from a great height, and all the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put him back together again after he landed on the sidewalk outside of his office building at 354 West 80th Street. Guys, we have to go back to our apartment in 1979 and look up the phone number for 354 West 80th Street. Okay? That's what we're doing. It's also not 2 a.m. It's true, it's 5:30 p.m. The game was actually very explicit about it this time. Officers at the scene ruled him jumping off a building as a suicide, incidentally. Found an obituary for Alan Rakin, who committed suicide. His body was found outside this building. Oh, that does seem like something of a clue. Do we still have to do this bad notebook mechanic? I think... Oh, do we not? Is that not a thing anymore? Oh, we got rid of the merging ideas that was almost always redundant. This is so promising! I know I've been negative, but the reason I've been negative is because there's been no improvement. But this is improvement! Although I don't know why this exists, just so I can consult the ideas. It's fine. Just leave it there vestigially. It's fine. Talk to Joey.
This had better be...
This had better be important. We're doing the same job, you ding-dong.
A man jumped out of a window in this building.
Suicide?
Seems so. I wonder if it was one of these windows.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was.
So what should we do now?
There's our spook. Why don't we talk to him?
I'm glad my notebook is okay. I thought it would get soaked in the rain, but it's fine.
Well, thank heaven for that. We'd be goners for sure without that notebook.
Be quiet.
I wonder if that's breaking the fourth wall, like people were critical of how the notebook was used, or if he's just being a jerk.
That's all.
Sure.
Tab, outside.
I'm gonna take another...
Okay.
Hello again.
What do you want?
Your name is probably Alan
Hey,
Rakin.
are you Alan Riken? It's been a while. You might not remember.
No, I don't remember at all. Although, I've had a lot on my mind.
Yeah, that's why I'm here. I thought you could use someone to talk to.
Did my wife put you up to this?
Wife? No. Just here for an old friend.
No, I'm a misogynist. I hate women.
I'm not sure who you are, but you seem to know me. What do you want to talk about?
I almost get the impression that Joey is that, like, uncomfortable type of guy who is, like, really proud of the fact that he can't be left alone in a room with a woman because of his, like, moral beliefs. Like, he just assumes something bad will happen or whatever. But, like, whenever someone says that, I'm like, that's just a huge red flag. That's, like, self-reporting. Like, you should probably keep telling people that because I'm genuinely concerned about women being alone with you. But also, like, that's not a thing to be proud of.
Listen, Alan, concentrate and take a look around. Doesn't anything seem strange, out of place, or off-kilter?
No.
You don't remember falling?
Falling? No, of course not. I came out here and stayed. I haven't jumped yet.
Right.
It's so weird to be so certain of that, despite having, like, no memory since walking out onto the ledge. Also, like, couldn't we just point out to all these ghosts that they don't have shins, and then they realize that they're ghosts?
Listen, concentrate. Doesn't any out of place? No. You don't. Right.
Okay. So far, we also haven't had any examples of repeating the same question and getting different results, which may also be progress. How about that view?
Nice view, huh?
Is it? Yeah, I guess it is.
Makes you feel like you're king of the world.
I used to feel that way. Now, I'm not sure.
Surely things can't be all that bad.
Oh, surely they can. Do you know what it's like to lose everything? To have everything you loved and struggled for just vanish?
I know something about that, yeah.
Then you know what I'm going through.
Yeah, but, like, you also just said I wouldn't possibly understand that, so make up your mind.
What happened, Alan? What brought you to this?
A fire destroyed my entire stock. The resulting lawsuits bankrupted me.
That's no
Stock
reason
of
to kill
what?
yourself.
You don't understand. I spent my life building this business. When it happened, I lost everything. Everyone deserted me. People I thought were friends. Even Sandra.
Sandra.
My wife.
His wife! Oh, good. Let's let Joey talk about women. What could possibly go
The
wrong?
world's full of pretty broads, Alan. You shouldn't
Good
get all
one.
weepy over just one.
Come on. Look at me. I'm pushing 50, overweight, and not to mention broke. What woman would want me?
Well, I just found myself in the video game and I'm not happy with it. Set him up on a date, he'll always be lonely. Why are these the options? Why are these my options? Are we trying to get him to jump because when he, like, tries to get off the building, he'll realize that he's floating indefinitely like Wile E. Coyote, and thus he'll understand that he's a ghost? Dating sim time. Ah, now that we've finally committed to the mechanics of a normal point-and-click adventure, we're actually a visual novel. Of course, Neko. I think you nailed it. Yeah, for sure. We'll set him up on a date.
You like redheads?
Oh my god.
It's a simple question. Do you like redheads?
I don't understand. Like,
Great.
who doesn't
I've
like
got a girl
redheads?
who's perfect for you.
You do?
Sure, she's inside. Want to meet her?
Is this a trick?
Of
Yes.
course not.
Okay.
The face is back! This game is definitely an improvement over the second one.
There she is. Go on, introduce
This
yourself.
literally worked? Why did this
Young
work?
for me, isn't she?
Don't let that stop you.
What are you doing?
Oh my god.
Go on, Tiger. She's waiting.
Just keep making the
You've
face.
been asking about me.
Oh, sure.
Face. Do the
Really?
face. She also does it.
Why?
Well,
Why? It's me on a date. Oh my god. Oh my god. What is happening? This game is a completely different kind of unhinged from all the previous games. I listen, it's horrible, but like, we have to know what happens when you say this. It can't possibly be correct, but you have to know what happens when you say this in this video game.
because I wanted to see it for myself.
See what?
If you were really as big a loser as everyone says you are.
What?
What?
Seriously, me date you? Get real.
That's
You're
impossible.
repulsive.
You're right.
Hey, you gonna let her talk to you like that?
Huh?
Yeah.
Stand up for yourself, man.
Stand up for myself?
You gonna let people push you around all your life?
You're right.
What is he playing at?
Right.
Let her have it.
Hey, you know what, lady? You're not so hot yourself.
What?
Yeah, you've got the most annoying voice I've ever heard. And you slouch. You look like a hunchback.
He does have a point.
Hey!
You squint, you know that?
I do?
Your glasses are filthy. And makeup. Ever hear of it?
Ooh, ouch.
I get it now. You
It's really
insult guys
rich for
like
a guy
me
to say
make
that to a
yourself
woman.
Feel attractive. Because you can't get a guy of your own. Well, you ain't getting me, lady, so get out of my office.
I mean, I legitimately thought we were trying to get him to jump.
That felt good.
Quite a rush, huh?
I feel like I can do anything. Like I've got a second chance.
Well, bad news about that.
First thing I'm going to do is buy back this office.
Yeah, about that?
I made some mistakes before.
He
I
does
won't
jiggle.
do
There
it
are
again.
jiggle physics in an unexpected
I might
way.
have fallen once, but
It was a pretty big fall, my guy.
I fell, didn't I?
How is this the... What just caused that to happen?
I'm sorry.
You're not really looking for a date, are you?
No, I'm not.
I went out onto the ledge, and I slipped. I don't
Yeah,
know why I went out
total
there.
accident.
I wasn't going to jump. I was confused. For some reason, it seemed like the right thing to do. Stupid. Stupid. What a stupid way to die.
Hey, what happened to that can-do attitude of yours?
It makes no difference now, does it?
Maybe
Yeah.
to anyone else, but it does to you.
Maybe you're right.
Does it? It's unclear to me what happens when you die, unless you get eaten by the devil.
Just take a hold of this.
How do you like my tie, Mario? Ooh, that effect looks a lot cooler than it used to. She still always looks absolutely just crumpled. Like, it's impressive, but also just upsetting to continually watch. God, I'm definitely just that guy, and it makes me so sad. The Blackwell Convergence. This game is already the best in the series. Like, not even joking. That introduction alone is better than the entire first two games put together. I don't know why it's dead silent. Did I do something? Did I offend someone? Are you okay, game? Is the game okay? Hello? They made the sound mixer guy cry. F2, F3, but that sometimes that breaks stuff. Plus minus? Does plus minus do something? I don't understand. Was like intro credits dot MP3 not found? Yeah, I think so. I think that was just...
Another day, another satisfied spook. I'd call this day done, wouldn't you?
Yeah, although...
What?
Isn't there something we're supposed to do tonight?
I don't think so.
I feel like we're forgetting something.
I'd ignore that feeling if I were you.
I think we were gonna have two dates at the same time, like every episode of the Flintstones that I ever remember. Echo says, I've been playing this awful bleak adventure game lately that's somehow more oppressive than Darkest Dungeon and inexplicably turns into a dating sim with different art if you put in a secret password. The whole game can just be beaten as a dating sim instead. I feel like I've never heard of that, and that's impressive. Forgetful Rosa. I have a nagging feeling I'm supposed to be doing something. I usually write stuff like this down. Where would I have written it? On the internet. So it's interesting. So this is clearly the same apartment that she had in the first game. But, like, I don't know. Like, I got the impression that she was, like, just out of college. Or, no, she was technically still a college student in the first one, right? Even though we, like, never went to class and acted more important than the students that we interviewed. This is the most
Griff,
important.
how are you today? Fluff all secure? Holding yourself together? Awesome.
The face.
It's Griff, the PI bear. I've had him since I was a kid. He's really starting to show his age.
God, that music is so loud. Not the game music, mind you. The weird, angry quinceañera music.
7 p.m. The Park Gallery with Nishanti. Oh, crap. What time is it?
I can't believe the
7:15.
first thing I
Damn it,
clicked-
She's going to kill me.
Well, the
What's your
second
problem?
thing.
The gallery opening, don't you remember? She invited us to go.
Us.
All right, me. But you're still coming.
You really want to go to some stupid gallery?
We're going. I'm not flicking out on her again. It's not nice.
Fine. Whatever. Do what you like. It's not like I have a choice.
Park gallery. I'm supposed to meet Nishanti at the park gallery. I have to find the address. Oh no, the phone book is back!
My
use
computer. It's not the latest model, but it does the job.
use the internet. Search for... Was it park gallery? Google. Wait, what is Angry Rosa? Oh god, it's my... Oh, she has her own website and it just has the detective bear on it. It's a really good website. It's a really good website. It's better than like most of the internet. It just has a little detective bear on it. Okay, let's Google. I should check my notebook. I don't have any faith in myself. Art gallery?
Here we go. The
Oh,
Park
that was
Gallery.
correct.
It's on 18th Street by 10th Avenue.
Let's go and get this over with.
New location, the park gallery. I got the address. I better get over there before Nishanti kill... Nishanti does not strike me as the type to kill people. Auto log in as me. Am I reading my email? How many email do I have? Dear Rosa Blackwell, thank you for submitting your rough draft of The Devil and the Deacon to our editor. Unfortunately, we are not looking for new ghost stories at this time. We wish you best of luck in the future. Dear Miss Blackwell, wanted to touch base and see if everything was alright with you and yours. My door is always still open if you ever feel the need to chat. All the best, the guy from the mental hospital in Game 1. Special offer for all your software and networking needs. Contact Tomo. The only Tomo I know is the cat of Northern Lion, another streamer. NYU Housing Office. Rosa Blackwell, please be aware that a stay-away policy has been put into effect against you by Kelly Hawthorne. That's wild. Should you harass her further, we will be forced to get the police involved. Signed, Tom Small, NYU Housing Office. Do we know if we are students of NYU or just students in general? I don't think that I know this. But Kelly was the roommate of the woman who had committed suicide in the first game, and we were bothering her a bunch. Trying to get answers about, like, what happened. Yunali. Hello, I don't know who you are, but my daughter Susan insisted I contacted you. She is home and resting and appears to be doing fine. Oh, Yunali. That must be the mother of the woman who gave us the piss pills. Please stay away from us. Susan lost her two best friends and nearly her life, and her mental health is fragile. Oh, so I guess Susan said she never wanted to see us again, which is weird because I thought we left on relatively good terms. But yeah, okay, whatever. That was the one I read. So, Rel Day Books. Thank you for submitting. Oh no, it's like the same. It's like the same thing from both publishers. Actually, oh no, this is slightly different. We reviewed your submission of The Devil and the Deacon. Unfortunately, novels of this sort are not what we are looking for. If you have anything else to share, please contact us. I did it. I read my email. Let's leave. I do not have a restraining order from Cecil because when that happened, we were a different woman in 1979 and she's dead now.
Let's go.
It's about time. Let's scram.
He's old-timey, so he says words like scram, unironically. It's weird. This door says trash room, but it doesn't lead to my bedroom. The restraining order would have carried on through generations. Ah, yes, the true Blackwell Legacy. Isn't that like basically like placing like a warding spell on an entire bloodline? Just being like, this restraining order carries on in perpetuity for all people of this name.
Wow, I feel cultured already.
Shh!
Hi, are you here for the opening?
Yes.
Great, but I'm sorry. I think you came on the wrong night. The public opening's in 2 days. Tonight's a private showing.
Oh no, I'm with someone. Nishanti Sharma? Is she here?
Really? Let me check. Nish? Nish?
Yes,
Someone here says she knows you.
that must be Rosa. It's all right, Josie. She's with me.
Okay,
It must be
thanks.
Rosa. You can
Sorry
see
about
me
that.
from where
You
you're
know how it
standing.
is.
Sure.
Anyway, I'm Josie Park, and this is the Park Gallery.
Man, she's clever. I bet she came up with that all by herself.
Go on in. Have fun. If you have any questions, feel free to ask.
I should just immediately leave. For some reason, one of my favorite things to do in adventure games is test the bounds of like the social contract. It's just feel like, oh, like welcome to the gallery. Now that we've verified who you are, like do whatever you want, and then like just leave, and then like see if there's a punishment from your friend being like, you just left like immediately. What the heck?
I don't think Josie would like that. I shouldn't leave yet. I just got here.
Ooh, that's good. The game actually won't let me do it. This is like no joke. This is easily the best Blackwell game so far by such a huge margin. I can't even like explain it to you.
I don't think Josie would like that.
So I'm not allowed to just take any paintings off the wall?
It looks pretty abstract. These paintings look like part of a set.
Hey, Stepper Justin,
These
welcome to the
paintings look
stream.
like part of a set.
It's weird that that's all she has to comment on there. I think I broke this game's music forever, incidentally. Even though I did nothing. But, you know, obviously, none of the audio needs adjusting.
Really bold lines. This would look great in my bedroom.
A thing you should be careful about saying around other people.
From a certain angle, it looks like a street corner.
You know, another thing you should be careful about saying around people, to be honest.
These look like impressionist skyscrapers. Not bad, actually. These...
All
These-
of them? Same hitbox. Okay.
This painting is called The Dark Lady.
Can I
I
take
don't
this
think
one?
Josie would like that.
There's a part of me that's interested in the sarcastic observations of Joey of this art that he wants to have no part of. But there's a bigger part of me that wants him to just give exactly the same response to everything as an indication that you should not do this.
I know what I like, and I don't like this. Do people really pay to look at this stuff?
Darn, the first one, not the second.
They call this art these days? What an eyesore.
Another thing you should be careful about saying around people.
Can't say it does anything for me. This painting looks familiar. I can't put my finger on why.
Because it's a ghost? Because it's a ghost, probably?
Is there a window open? I thought I felt... Oh, never mind.
I don't know why I knew that would work. Can you do that to everyone?
Do you feel a draft?
No? Why?
Must be under a vent.
It's fascinating to me that after 2 games we suddenly established this as like a proper mechanic. Like in the first game, like it's really obtuse to even learn that you can do it, but it's like essential to beat the game. And like in this game, they're like, by the way, he's got a superpower. All right, let's talk to Nishanti.
Hi, sorry I'm late.
Don't worry about it. How'd you find the place?
The internet.
Oh, of course. I should really try using it one of these days.
Did she not tell us where to go? She like invited us and like didn't have confidence in us to get here and also didn't provide the address. She's like surprised we were physically capable to go to the thing she invited us to do. Why is that the case? Who's your friend?
So who's your friend?
I'm sorry, that was rude of me. This is Monique Stallman. Monique, this is my neighbor Rosa, the one I was telling you about.
You were
The
talking
one with the
about?
piss pills?
She was just telling me that she had a famous writer for a neighbor.
Famous?
False.
I'm hardly famous. I haven't had anything published yet.
She writes ghost stories, Monique.
Nish, please.
Go on, tell her.
It's hardly the time or place.
Oh, she made the ghost painting. She has ghost connections and maybe even ghost powers.
What's wrong?
Oh, Monique here has a fascinating ghost story to tell.
I wouldn't call it fascinating, per se.
Please, it sends shivers down my spine. Wait until you hear it. It's about Frank Lyons.
Frank Lyons, the actor?
Nish.
Please. Sorry, Monique, just getting carried away.
Is he the president in this era? Ask
I
about story.
would like to hear the story, actually.
See? I told you.
Well, alright, but let's not talk about it here. Here's my card. If you want to talk, drop by my office tomorrow. We can
That's
discuss
so
it
much
then.
weirder.
Thanks. I'll drop by.
That's so much. We're in a social setting. This is so much more normal of a place to just be like, oh, so like a funny thing happened to me. Here's my like cocktail party story. Ha ha ha. Then like, here's my business card. Come to my place of work and then I'll tell you a weird personal story and then we'll never talk to each other again. That's so weird. Thanks for the
Thanks for
invite.
inviting me.
I'm glad you could make it. For a while, I was worried that I'd be here all by myself. But Monique was interested.
It's not unfounded considering there's like 4 people here and I think they all work for or with the gallery in some capacity. Maybe her job is to tell ghost stories. You know, I hadn't considered that.
So, how are you doing?
Oh, you know, same old thing. Practicing my flute, walking the dog, trying to get out more. Although this weather isn't making it easy.
Finally
I
apologize.
know I've been kind of flaky lately.
Oh, don't worry about that. No need to stress on my account. Besides, you look exhausted. Are you all right?
I'm fine.
All right, if you say
I haven't
so.
slept in
I
4
think I'll browse
years.
around.
Sure, Rosa. Enjoy yourself.
You know what? During the course of that conversation, I decided I wanted to blow on everyone. Take that how you will.
Ooh, you feel that?
Feel what?
The draft. I'll have to get the super to look into that. Are you alright?
Fine, just to chill. I always get them when it rains.
Anyway, suggests, given that it's probably a story involving a real ghost, you may not want to appear insane to the other 2 people. Well, I mean, I feel like there's some dramatic license here. I imagine that this is supposed to be like a very small scale art gallery opening because it's, you know, mainly for people who are close with the artists or whatever. But even so, I imagine that like there'd be just some like quiet conversation and like this would just be the group of us people. One person's already heard the story and like wants it to be conveyed to the third party and the other person whose story it is. So if she's comfortable telling us at all, she's already told it to Nishanti. Like I don't know, it just seems odd to me. Like it's not like all 5 of us are in one conversation together. The other 2 are off talking by themselves. Want us to eat those grapes? There's no hamburger grapes. You can't eat grapes. No grapes.
As much as I'd like to, I can't leave without her.
Doesn't actually feel like there's anything else to do here, which feels familiar. Oh, there's a fire exit. Oh, hey. Probably not a good idea for the meat bag to go through the fire exit, but maybe the ghost can learn something interesting over there.
I don't float through random doors unless I have to.
Then you're spending your afterlife poorly. Do you have any idea how often I would just float through doors out of curiosity? I would be a menace. John Jonah Jameson would have a field day. Oh, I didn't look at the sculpture, I guess.
I don't think Josie would like that.
All right.
It looks impressionistic, whatever it is.
I don't know much about art, but I know this is crap.
I guess I should talk to these other people.
Hi there. Josie Park, was it?
Yeah, that's me. And you are?
Rosangela Blackwell.
Rosangela. What a neat name. Anyway,
Stupid.
nice to meet you.
Talk about Nishanti.
So, you're a friend of Nishanti's?
Oh, Nish? Isn't she marvelous? She comes to all the art events. That's how I know.
Even when she's not invited.
So, are you Josie Park, as in the Park Gallery?
She
Yep,
literally
this
introduced
place is
herself that way.
mine. We just opened. Well, technically we open in 2 days, but it's my gallery. If I say we're open, then poof, we're open.
Ooh, watch out. She's so sharp she might cut herself.
It is a real hallmark of like a misogynist 1920s era person to just get mad that a woman has a little sense of whimsy, isn't it? Doesn't have to be your cup of tea, but you don't have to try and denigrate her entire personality because she said something a little off kilter.
You have some interesting pieces here.
Yeah, interesting's the word.
You like them?
Sure.
Did you hear that, Claude?
Yeah.
He's convinced that nobody will understand his work.
She said she liked them, not that she understood them.
Oh, you. Pay no attention.
Cool guy. You'd get along with my ghost. I mean, some normal thing, not that. Pretend I didn't say it.
So, you're the artist?
Yeah.
This is Claude Erden, my discovery.
That's a
Some
fake name.
discovery. I've been
This man is
working on
guilty of
this for
crimes. That's an alias.
Yes, and I've seen you improve. When I got the funding to open this gallery, I knew Claude would be my breakout artist. We're having the public opening in 2 days. You should come.
Don't count on it, lady.
Well,
You
I'm
didn't want me to
going
be
go
here
around
like
some
5
more.
minutes ago.
Sure, have fun.
I refuse. I will not have fun.
Hi again.
Hi, Rosangela.
Oh,
Well,
they're
I'm going
an
to-
entity.
Sure.
I thought I could maybe talk to the dude individually, but I suppose I should have taken it as a cue that I could like introduce myself to him while talking to her, but that wasn't the case. God, this game even has like internal logic to it. Oh, it's such a refreshing change of pace from Blackwell 1 and 2. Is the ghost ever not rude? No. I don't actually think there's been a single character he's interacted with that he wasn't rude to at all. Normally, even when you make like a super curmudgeonly character, you find some way to subvert the obvious trope that they just hate everyone because that gives them character, but we did not do that. You think your favorite art is the ceiling? That's legit. The ceiling is fun. I'm just gonna walk out the fire exit and hope no one cares.
This is just the fire exit. If I need to leave, I'll go out the way I came in.
So famously, the old Irish goodbye is just leaving a party unannounced. What do you call it when you leave every party through the door that will alarm all of the guests? There's got to be a name for that. I
Hi,
feel like I
Nishanti.
did this whole
Hello,
conversation.
Rosa.
Did I
I think I'll
not?
browse.
Sure.
No. So there is something for me to do that isn't go out the fire escape. Oh, maybe just look at the
This
portrait
painting
again?
is. I don't think Josie would.
Well, I can't eat the grapes. Called being an a-hole. No, like a clever name that's smarter than what I can think of. It seems like a really funny character trait for like a completely wildly irresponsible character in like a book or a movie or something. It's genuinely making me a little insane that like wait. Oh, I think the mic is actually picking up the bass from that party. That's so not good. That's like clearly problematic. What am I doing here? Is it ghost stuff?
This painting looks... I can't put my...
Is
I know that area. That's Astor Place.
okay, I got a new location. Cube Star Films. Does Monique have a real ghost story, or are we just chasing shadows? Either way, it can't hurt to check. I believe the expression is chasing pavement. Can I use paperclip on... Wait, do I still have the paperclip? Oh, I do. Why do I still have the paperclip? Can I use it on grapes? No, it still doesn't work. You did... The mic is picking up something when I stop talking. It's not exactly in tune with the music, but there's... It's quite loud here, is the real point. It almost offsets the eerie silence of the game, which is still probably a positive change of pace from the like pretty competent music that like was extremely poorly mixed in the previous games. Is it just time to leave? Is that it?
Rosa, you're not leaving now, are you?
Unclear.
We were just about to get started on the wine. Why don't you join us?
Come on, let's get out of here.
Well,
Please stay. We hardly see enough of each other as it is.
Interesting.
okay.
Wonderful.
Fantastic.
Come on, Josie. There's 5 of us here. That means it's a party.
I don't know if that
That's
choice
why.
matters, but
Let's
it
get
comes with an
started.
achievement.
Oh, my head. What happened? How
They're
did I
taking the
get here?
hobbits to Isengard. Turn on subtitles. I want to hear what they're saying.
That's how I get out of here.
Guess I'll just leave.
Is this how your generation treats the duty?
What?
A vampire queen!
Someone who has been here far too long.
I don't understand.
It does not matter. We will meet again soon. Continue your sleep. You will forget me when you wake up.
Forget the pain you felt in a dream.
I
That was-
pray that you are ready.
That was overwhelmingly, like, off-putting.
Well, look who's up.
Ugh.
Enjoyed the free booze a little too much, huh?
Blech.
Clear the cobwebs, kid. We've got work to do.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, do you think this is how, like, Edgar Allan Poe wrote such, like, spooky stories? Do you think there are any, like, horror story writers who just, like, were actually, like, monster hunters or supernatural investigators or something, and then just, like, wrote about stuff to, like, live off of that?
I can't
Watch
think
TV?
of anything I want to watch.
Oh my god, same girl.
It's full of rejection letters from publishers. Best place for them.
They're still mailing them?
I'm not rooting through my trash. I threw that stuff away for a reason. I've read them all.
She uses the same organizational system that I do. I have problems.
Those are fine where they are. It's too early to sleep.
Is it?
I don't know why I even bother keeping that. Remote controls don't work when Joey is around.
Now, we have established that he messes with, like, TV and radio signals. But he also messes with, like, infrared? What do we
it's
have
not
to do today? He said we have work to do. But, oh, I guess we're meeting what's-her-face. Auto login. No new email. Check the website. Very good. Leave.
Let's go.
Hold your horses, will you? I'm coming.
Cubestar. Cubestar sounds like a Yu-Gi-Oh deck archetype.
Hi, Monique?
Oh, hello. You're an Ashanti's friend, aren't you?
She
Right.
sounds so
Yeah,
disappointed.
let's
I didn't
I
actually
can
expect you to
recognize you
show up.
standing upright.
Right. I don't usually drink that much.
Well, we all make mistakes.
A cat! Did you see a cat? Did anyone see a cat?
Please don't close the window. There's a reason why it's open.
No, I want to look at your cat.
Nice view from up here. Nice view. Nice
No, just like a whole cat. There's an entire cat, you lady. Crazy lady. Look at the cat. It's just like my house. You look outside and there's just a cat. That's what it's like. Ask about a
I saw
cat.
a cat on the window ledge outside.
Oh, her? The company adopted her. She belonged to Frank.
Ask about the ghost story. I think it pertains to Frank.
So you have a ghost story, is that right?
Oh, yes. It's really nothing. Kind of embarrassing, really.
Nishanti said it had to do with Frank Lyons.
Yes. It was all over the news. You know what happened.
Oh, okay. I have no idea what the story
I
is.
know he died, but that's all I know.
Yes, he's dead. I saw him die. He
That's
died
the
while
story.
filming his last scene. It was tragic and all, but in the end, we had to finish the movie. We found a look.
He died while shooting his second to last scene.
That should have
The
been
last one was a real
The
challenge.
film was a smash hit.
Really? It was that good?
No, it wasn't. People only turned up because a man's death was attached to it. For years, we tried to create a moneymaker. And this is how we did it. Be careful what you wish for, Rosangela. That's all I'll say.
So what happened next?
Next, I hear
Is she a witch?
You hear him?
over in Central Park, near the Gothic Bridge. It's where he died. I pass the area every morning when I go jogging. I can swear I hear him calling me.
Really?
It's like he's, well, it's probably just my own guilty conscience. We profited from his death. There's no denying that. But what could we do? Give the money to charity? We have investors to pay back. Anyway, that's my ghost story. Take it or leave it.
I say we take
That's
it.
not a ghost story at all. That's not what a ghost story is. That's like literally just like, I think there might be a ghost. That's just like at best, that's a ghost anecdote. But like, this lady, like, hears the voice of a ghost, has a black cat on the ledge outside of her office building, and warned us to be careful what we wish for when something that she wanted to happen resulted in a man's death. I think she might be an actual witch. Today isn't the nicest day for a stroll in the park, but it's not exactly a social call. Yeah, I do think we should send a ghost on the ledge. It worked last time.
I'm not floating out there unless I've got a reason.
The reason is
Besides,
cat.
The view is much better in here.
Oh, I hate you so much. Oh, he made the face.
I'm not besides, the view... Yeah, the view is okay. Although I prefer the view from this angle.
God, he's gonna do it again. Ugh. He's misusing the face. Oh, let me just casually read her account
Those
books.
account books go back at least 2 years. I can't imagine being that organized. I can't think what we'd need them for.
I like that that's the thing that stops her. Like, I would definitely take this woman's financial records without her consent.
This poster is for a film called Water Under the Bridge. It stars Frank Lyons.
Well, that's probably the one he died doing.
This poster is for a film called Water Under the stars Frank.
Why do these games do this? No one is putting that poster on their wall twice. Just put one poster asset on the wall. Why are you like
I'm
this?
not stealing Monique's things.
But I would take her account books if I had a reason. Does that mean I'm going to have a reason later?
Nice view from.
Just
Please
touch
don't.
the cat.
There's a
No, just touch the cat.
So, what do you do here at CubeStar?
I'm the executive producer. In a nutshell, I make sure everything gets done on time and under budget.
She whips everyone into shape, huh? I like her.
Thanks for the chat, Monique.
Sure.
Guess it's time to hit the old dusty trail. Like, I will say, Neko says any other adventure game protagonist would absolutely steal that woman's things. I mean, it does depend a little bit on the protagonist. I do kind of feel like there's been an unfortunate shift in, like, the more recent, like, indie adventure games that, like, fewer adventure game protagonists are absolute kleptomaniacs. Like, I think that's one of the most fun things about playing, like, an old school adventure game is that, like, you would never behave that way in real life. Where you're like, I just really want that knife. I'm just gonna take it. Oh, it's interesting. It grayed out CubeStar. So if I am done with a place for the day, does it gray out? Hello.
Is that right? No, wait. I know this.
Oh my god, the room tone. It's so much more noticeable because the music is broken forever.
I knew you'd come.
Hi there.
I knew you'd come.
Open my notebook and don't
Can I ask
acknowledge.
you a couple of questions?
Huh? Oh, come on. That's not even close. Let's try it again. I knew you'd come.
I was trying to reenact the scene, so I have to go see... Oh, one of the best parts of adventure games, in addition to stealing stuff, is just having, like, insane conversations with people that don't make any sense. I mean, before we got to this game, which is objectively much better than the previous two, the best part of this entire series was the ability to tell someone that my name was Ouija board, which doesn't make any sense. But this is great, too, where I walk up to a ghost and I try to, like, have a conversation with him, and he's like, no, cut, just read the line correctly. And then he, like, prompts us again, and then I'm just like, you're dead. You're a ghost. You died, idiot.
Listen, I have to tell you something.
No, that comes later. Try and concentrate, will you? Let's get through this and then we can go home. I knew you'd come.
You did?
Yes, I did. Wait, no, that's not right.
Oh, what's not right?
Never mind, we can do it again. I knew you'd come.
Are you Frank Lyons?
Oh, haha, very funny. Let's get back on track, huh? I knew you'd come.
This feels more like the second game with like the incessant looping with no point to it. Like, obviously I can choose not to do this, but as an adventure gamer, I'm trained to exhaust the dialogue tree. How did you know?
How did you know I'd come?
I know you, Vaughn. Perhaps too well.
Get to the point.
Look, I just want to talk to you.
Are you sure that's right?
Yes, just for a few minutes.
No, I don't think that's right. Let's try again, shall we?
What are you talking about?
I knew you'd come.
Ooh, someone triggered our new raid alert. Thank you, Drawn in One, for the raid. Thank you very much. Welcome to the stream. Not sure if you are familiar with the Blackwell series of graphic adventure games, but I started playing through them sort of leading up to Halloween season. Have had kind of some mixed feelings about the first two, but now we're playing Blackwell Convergence, which I am really thoroughly enjoying. I do know the games. Yeah. We're not that far in the game, so we just learned that there was the ghost of an actor who died doing a scene in Central Park, and we tracked him down, and I think we're trying to reenact the scene he died doing, which is weird because it doesn't seem like a dangerous scene at all, but here we are. Yeah, I mean, these games are really interesting. I mean, like I said, I've had some mixed feelings about the first two. There's definitely some cool aspects about them. But so far, this third game far and away is my most favorite of the series thus far. I think there's 5 or 6 total. But welcome, Shell Smiley, Phyllis Lucia, Miss Roy. Welcome, everyone. Good to have you here. So let's see. We have to start the conversation over. So start with ask how we... I don't know if we're actually able to like brute force this, or if we have to go somewhere and like watch the movie, which seems like a really obvious way to do this, like IRL. Yes, these are Watch It Eye games. The Blackwell ones are among the earliest like commercially available Watch It Eye games, is what I've come to understand from my research. And thank you, Demolition, for gifting subs to our new friends. Demolition likes to make sure that everyone has a Narwhal friend badge, which we have around here. Some fun Stream Deck alerts. So, ask how we know
I'd come.
I know you, Vaughn. Perhaps too well.
Could I ask you a couple of questions?
Huh? Oh, come on. Let's try it. I knew you.
Yeah, I think we'll have to go somewhere and like actually learn how to do this. I mean, maybe this is why. Hang on, let's talk to Joey real quick.
I'd like to talk to you.
What is it?
935 subs. Yeah, Demolition is a force of nature. He's like an avatar of gift subs.
Joey,
Chat
that's
with
Frank
Joey.
Lyons.
Is he now? It's so rare that we know the spook's name in advance. Saves so much time.
What should I say to him?
Say, he's a spook like any other.
But, you know, he was in showbiz. How do you talk to people like that?
Just act naturally, sweetheart.
Natural.
You know, nervous. That's natural for you.
Demolition gifting 10 more subs. He just wants the Squirtles to keep showing up. Demolition is in fact a wild being that cannot be tamed. That is factually correct. He is now also one of 2 people who know about the special event that we're having on October 12th. I'm doing something very fun that requires as many people to join in as possible. So if you all new folk are interested in seeing what the mystery project is, set aside some time on October 12th. Ooh, that's exciting. I love a good moment that always begs a reaction. Related note, a game I've played quite a lot of on stream in the past, AI the Somnium Files. Apparently this week was the 5-year anniversary of the first of those games being released. And yeah, people were posting favorite clips, and if I had it handy, I would have posted the Poseidon gifted us the gift of legs and feet to collect foreign currencies, which is just one of the best lines of dialogue I think ever written. Okay, so I don't actually think Joe has anything useful to say. Like, we can make him say something spicy about Monique. I'm not particularly excited about that.
So
Our
what
next
should
move?
we do now?
There's our spook. Why don't we talk to him?
Nah, that's bad
all?
advice.
Sure.
I think we should leave. I think we should. I mean, this game is set before streaming services were widely popular, but I feel like we should go back to our house and stream the movie where that guy died, and then recite the scene back to him. I think is what I should do. I don't think that actually works at all. Maybe I can ask her for a script.
Oh.
Or maybe I can finally pet the
Again?
cat. Unclear.
Thanks for sure.
Nope, can't talk to her anymore about that. Great. I mean, in fairness, it is great out here, but it feels like I would have follow-up questions for her. That's fine. Let's go. This is her glasses and his tie, is that right? That's a weird icon. I guess I'll go to the park gallery.
Oh, hi again.
Hi.
You got home okay?
Incidentally-
I think Nish had to half carry you out of here.
Was I that
Well, we really
Well,
goofed off last
originally I
night.
thought I had bought too much wine. It turns out I didn't have to worry. So thanks.
No, that's very concerning.
Sure. No problem.
Anyway, I have
Yikes.
to go over some stuff. Feel free to look around.
Incidentally, those of you who have played this game before, I think something broke. There hasn't been any music since the opening credits. Is there supposed to be more music in this game? Hey, Kate, welcome to the stream. How's it going? What is there to do here exactly?
I don't think this painting is called The Dark Lady. Hi, Josie?
Yes?
Hi, Josie. Can I talk to you for a bit more?
I'm kind of swamped, but okay.
Ask about the gallery.
How long have you been in business?
Not long, just a few days now. This loft opened up and I just nabbed it. Real estate in this neighborhood is harder to get than you'd think.
It's real estate. It's not surprising. If you'll need to turn the black cat into a skunk again, yeah. That's some classic Day of the Tentacle problem solving. In this case, I really think that lady's a witch. I'm very suspicious of her being a witch.
How well do you know Monique Stallman?
Is she a witch?
Nice lady, although I don't think she'll be back. She didn't seem to really appreciate Claude's work.
I'm sorry.
No worries. It's
Why did
not
she come
everybody's
here?
cup of
Was
tea.
she... I guess she's a pre-existing friend of Nishanti, right? Might want to reload it. I don't know. It might be tempting fate, because the audio mixing has been a bit of a challenge. But it is good to know that there should be music. How do we feel, chat? Should we try reloading it? It does run certain risks. Ask about
How
duck
much do these
paintings.
paintings cost?
Oh, I can't reveal the prices until the public exhibit. But if you're
Yeah, but
interested
tell
in
me.
any of them, let me know. I'll discount it for you.
Oh, no thanks. I'm not really in the market for any art right now.
Translation, she can't afford it.
Oh, all right. But if you change your mind, let me know.
Hey, hold on.
Thanks, Josie.
Sure, Rosangela. I'll see you at the opening.
Don't call me Rosangela. I hate that. Options. Save. Good Detective Bear is back. Let's save. And then let's go to big screen because it's gonna be weird when I don't. So options, quit and not play. Oh, I still have this window open under the game. That's embarrassing. Luckily you can't see it. And then we wait a second, and then we Blackwell Convergence. God, like when I tried to, oh right, and then it goes on the wrong monitor. I wish there was like a more reliable Steam shortcut to get games to open up on a second monitor and not always require me to go through several steps to do that. Love the flashes. Yeah, I'm quite the collector. At the end of the stream, I invite people to guess where I've hidden Squirtles. You may have noticed the emote, and also the gift for all the gift subs is Squirtle putting on his glasses. And it's just a game we play because that's how I sort of decorate the background of the stream. And Neko did indeed make the tiny Drifloons here up in the front. They don't always like to sit, but that's fine. Let's get it. Let's head over to here again. The Convergence! Load. Restore music. Hey, look at that. There's music. Is it... I don't actually remember if any of these games have remembered audio settings. Let's talk.
I don't think Josie would like that. I don't think Josie would like that.
I think we're okay, because I did the like hard audio set down to 25%. I think the mixing's okay. We'll play around with it if we have to. I don't know why I came here. Joey, blow on her.
I thought I had that draft fixed.
I gotta be honest. If I, like this, I've said this before. I feel like if I had any superpower, I would abuse them. It doesn't matter how mundane or useless. Like, if I was a ghost, I would poke my head through all the doors to just see what was on the other side of them. He's like, I don't go through doors for no reason. I'd be like, I go through every door for no reason. If I had the ability to just, like, mildly inconvenience people with a draft, I'd be doing it all the time. I am not responsible with these things. I think I have inherently villainous traits. I don't know why I came here. Let's talk to Josie some more.
Hi, Josie. Can I talk to you for a bit more?
I'm kinda swamped, but okay.
I can never, with the F2, F3, I can never tell if it's actually adjusting the volume. Ask about Claude. He's the fancy man, right?
About Claude.
Oh, I found him on the street. Literally. He made his living painting street scenes and selling them to tourists. But he's too much of a genius for that. Don't you think so?
Oh, yes, definitely.
Yeah, for sure, whatever.
I knew he was the right choice for this gallery.
How you doing?
So, how's everything going?
Oh, you know, busy. This is my first public opening. I want it to be just right.
Joey is also a party pooper sometimes, for sure. We were actually reflecting on this earlier, and it was like, wait a minute. Is there a single character so far in the series that he hasn't just kind of been, like, grumpy with? And I think the answer is no. I think there are none characters that's true for. I feel like those traits are a bad habit you picked up from adventure games. I mean, they definitely dovetail together. I mean, the fact that, like, there's some, like, weird, like, wish fulfillment of being able to just pick up every object I see by playing these games, like, I think is an indicator of my weird psychological problem. That's true. He wouldn't interact with the cat, which I thought was odd. I asked her about these, so I'm out of talking points.
Sure, Rosangela. I'll see you at the opening tomorrow.
Okay, now that she's done talking, mess with the audio? It's close, I think.
I don't think Josie would like that.
Maybe up one? Somewhere in this range. He does like Monique, but those interactions are a little... they're a little something so far. We'll call it lewd, I guess. Why am I able to come here? What would I want to do? I can't eat the grape. Wait, I can't eat the grapes, right? Still can't eat the grapes. Did drink all the wine. Did make something of an impression on everyone who was at the soft open.
looks impressionistic, whatever it is. These look like impressionist skyscrapers. Not bad, actually.
Are you willing to go in the fire escape now?
I don't float through random doors unless I have to.
Goof. Okay. What's in my inventory? Now just paperclip and business card. What's the deal with that newspaper? We got rid of it before I paid attention to it, and now it's cleared from my inventory. Go out and see if it still lists this as a place I should go. It does, and I don't know what that means. Let me go home. Maybe I could just, like, Google the script to that movie, Water Under the Bridge. Oh yeah, like, this game carries over the phone book mechanic, so I can literally just Google a thing that I've learned. Do search Water Under the Bridge. Well, it's troubling that that doesn't fit. Double space? No, it's just a really big space. Water Under the Bridge. Close enough. A love drama starring the late Frank Lyons and Rebecca Chen. When dock worker Zach Lyons loses his girlfriend Yvonne Chen to a wealthy rival, Zach goes to extreme lengths to win her back. Film is a worthy attempt by CubeStar Films, but unfortunately can't escape the by-the-numbers plot or the unfortunate tragedy of Lyons' real-life death. So it's a rom-com? He died in the production of a rom-com? What happened here? Also, as apparently we have fellow plush enthusiasts, I appreciate this website. I don't know if anything ever comes of it, but it's very good. No new email, right? Yeah, okay. It's rough. I feel like there's a super obvious solution to my current predicament, but I think what I must do instead... Sorry, is this a ghost drum? Is this a previously established ghost object? Alright, let's go back to the park and have Joey talk to the guy.
I'm ready if you are.
It's about time. Let's
I've played... What have I played? I played Unavowed and I think one other more recent game from Dave Gilbert. I am eagerly awaiting Old Skies. I started following him on Twitter maybe 2 years ago. And I've seen like some of the clips of working on the game, and like basically it's like a time travel game by Dave Gilbert, and I'm like, yep, here for it. Let's just go to the park. I don't really know what else to do anywhere else, although I also kind of don't know what to do at the park. Don't worry about it. Hey, Joey, your turn.
Is that right? No, wait, I know this.
Hello?
Oh, hey, you with the company?
Company?
Oh, I guess you're not.
No, definitely with the company.
Here. I guess they're late.
Frank?
Are you Frank Lyons?
You recognize me?
Sure.
That's... Thank you. That means a lot.
Hey, I live to please. Sort of.
Except that I'm dead. Skull joke. You watch his Twitch stream working on the game. Oh, that's cool. I know that he did some, but I've never caught one. Frank Lyons, heart attack. It looks like Monique's lead paid off. She told us that Frank died of a heart attack while filming his last scene. Yeah, but like it's a rom-com. Like, what happened? What you doing?
So, Frank, what are you doing here?
Oh, you know, just waiting to finish up. Just one scene to go and I'm done. Finally.
Done is
So
the
if we
word,
finish
yeah.
the scene, he'll pass
Never
on.
mind.
Ask about here.
So, we're on a movie set?
Yep, the film is called Water Under the Bridge.
Really?
Yeah.
The titular bridge.
Actually, I'm probably not supposed to tell you that, but we're hardly Paramount Pictures or anything. Just don't tell anyone, okay?
Oh, lips are sealed.
Wait, is Hobbs Barrow a Dave Gilbert one? I didn't remember that being true. I'm struggling to remember who did that. It's kind of funny that you typically have the option to tell the ghosts immediately that they're dead, and it never works. It kind of makes me long for that, like, house cliche where like eventually one of these is just solved by being like, you're dead. Oh shoot, I'm dead! And they just fade away. Oh, okay, he produced... That's the one that I get confused on. The one he produced it, but he didn't develop it himself. Although I think there's at least one other Wajidai game that fits that description, but I think I haven't played that. Listen, I did some research a couple weeks ago and then forgot half of it. That's how we end up here. Ask about his memory.
Tell me the last thing you remember.
What do you mean? I've just been hanging out here.
And before that?
I was... Funny thing.
Yes?
The Minetta.
The Minetta?
Yeah.
The Minetta?
I was there. I'm always there.
Why did you make a scary face when you said that? And what is the Minetta? Qualify his statement.
Are you sure this is a movie set?
Yeah.
Where are all the lights, equipment, cameras?
You know,
why is this so hard for Joey to
Be
understand?
on their way. I don't know what's keeping them.
Oh, weird. That's like the first time that he's been on the same page with the ghost. Normally, they think they're somewhere else, and then he's like, how come, like, the actual reality of the situation doesn't match that? And then they're like, what do you mean? Because, like, their perception is different. That's, like, the whole point. I do love Crazy Eyes the Minetta. It's such a weird way to behave. Hey, you dead, buddy?
Listen, Frank, you seem like a swell guy, but I have to be honest. You're dead.
What?
I mean it. You've been haunting this area for months now.
Ha. Very funny. My career might have one foot in the grave, but it's not dead yet. My ship will come in. You'll see.
'Tis but a scratch. Yeah, Unavowed is great. Honestly, I kind of feel like enough time has passed that I just want to play Unavowed on stream again. I don't think my notes are helpful. Oh, I can ask him about the Minetta.
Just what is the Minetta?
Minetta?
Yeah, what is it?
The Minetta. I'm famous there, you know. Can always find a willing ear there, and some donations for the fund.
The fun.
Is this guy a cultist?
Yes, they are very kind.
Why are you talking like that?
Talking like what?
Like you... Oh,
He's the Green Goblin. He's legit the Green Goblin. Look at his face. He's the Green Goblin.
So, tell me about yourself, Frank.
Oh,
Everyone's a cultist. You know, that's fair.
Talk the way they want me to.
Oh, come on. There's got to be more to you than that.
I don't really need anything else. I'm not in the magazines, but I think I'm okay with that. I just want to finish what I start.
Yeah, clearly his thing is that he has to finish the scene and then he'll pass on. Hey, Critwitch, welcome to the stream. To your point that everyone is a cultist, it reminds me of, I had a friend years ago who said something like, he was big into sports in a group of friends that was like mainly into like nerdy stuff, and he was sort of like, I don't know, I kind of just think I'm like a nerd for sports. And I feel like since he said that, that's become more of like a popular notion that like there's a way to be a sports fan that is also nerdy. But like that's kind of what that makes me think of. Like everyone's a cultist for something. Everyone's like weirdly and dangerously fanatical about something. We could probably ask him about Monique.
What can you tell me about Monique?
Miss Stallman? She's a good lady. I just wonder
She's
where
a horse
she is.
lady.
You expecting her?
Yeah. We can't start without the executive producer, can we? I could swear I saw her go by a couple of times. But why wouldn't she stop?
Do we have to lure her here in order to convince him that the scene is starting or something?
Well,
sure.
Hey, talk to me?
Yeah, Joey?
The Minetta.
Minetta. I wonder what it could be. Do you have a phone book?
Phone book? Who uses a phone book anymore?
Sorry I asked.
A weird way to reference the second game. Alright, I guess I'll just go home and look up the Minetta.
This guy's like talking to one of them schizos.
You mean
We
multiple
do have a
personality
bear.
disorder?
Yeah, you think he's one of those?
Could be. It would explain a lot.
2 spooks for the price of 1. Fantastic.
It's actually because we started playing Blackwell, and the first game has that very good detective bear who's referenced on the website in this game, that I was sort of like, I should get out my teddy bear. My ex-girlfriend gave me this bear when I graduated college, like a year ahead of her. It has a little t-shirt from my alma mater on it, but he's a very good bear, and I was like, I don't put him out enough, and it made me sad, because I saw that other bear, I'm like, I also have a good bear, so I brought him out and put him on the desk beside me. We do also have big I also have Big Brown Bear, who is also a bear and big.
Well,
Yeah.
Okay, let's leave and look up
Right.
the Minetta.
No, wait, I know this.
As much as I'd like.
Oh, right, I'm Joey.
Wait, I know this.
So I'm thinking that the Minetta is a super chill and normal place, right? We can all agree that that's the most likely truth of the matter. This is how we learn the game's dark web mechanics. Is it 2 T's? New location, Minetta Tavern. It's a tavern in the East Village. It's not too far from my place. Serving the West Village for over 60 years. 58 McDougal Street. It's a fun thing to say. Here's the website with the bear on it for those of you just joining us. I will not hesitate to spend more stream time showing off the bear website. It's very good. Alright, let's go get day drunk after getting night
It's about
drunk.
time. Let's scram.
The dark web is just a phone book. So true, Chronos. So true. I know, the hat on the bear is super good. Neko sometimes teases me that I'm so excited about the little pirate hat she made me, but I'm like, no, I've kind of wanted, like, little hats for my guys forever. I'm such a normal adult. Let's go to the tavern. I think this guy might also be the Green Goblin.
Hi.
It's very jazzy in
What
here.
can I get for you?
Oh no, I'm not here to drink.
Not yet, anyway.
I was hoping you could answer some questions for me.
Really?
Questions about
Is that a
alcohol.
problem?
No, it's just that this never happened to me before. You always see bartenders being questioned in the movies, but it never actually happens. You a detective?
Something like that.
Cool. How can I help?
This guy's voice is familiar. You could easily convince me he did some character in Unavowed that it's just been long enough that I can't immediately place him. If you didn't think tiny hats weren't the best, you wouldn't be making them. Setting aside my inability to track the double or triple negative there, I understand and concur. What can you tell me about a bar called the Minetta? I love that these games let me do this for some reason. Also, my name is Ouija Board.
What can you tell me about this place?
The Minetta? Been here forever. 60 or 70 years at least. I've only been here a few weeks myself, so I don't know much of the history.
I
Frank
was wondering
Lyons.
if you've seen Frank Lyons.
Frank Lyons, the actor? Didn't he die a few months ago?
Yeah, he did. I think he might have come here before he died.
Well, we get all sorts in here, but I don't think we've ever seen him.
We collectively. I think that's the royal we, because he said he hasn't been here that long. Which is super cool and helpful. You know executive producer Monique Stallman?
Does a Monique Stallman ever come in here?
Never heard of her, sorry.
Ever been to the Park Gallery? Do you like gladiator movies, Timmy?
Have you ever been to the Park Gallery?
No, sorry.
I doubt the bartender would let me do that.
Oh,
Black
right,
and
right
white
click.
Pictures of old celebrities. I don't recognize any of them.
What about these
Black
ones?
and white pictures of old celebrities. I don't recognize any of them.
Okay, what
Black
about these
and white
ones?
Pictures of old celebrities. I don't recognize any of them.
That's a shame. What about these
Black
ones?
and white pictures of old celebrities. I don't recognize any of them.
Have you looked at these
Black
ones?
and white pictures of old celebrities. I don't recognize any of them.
How about by the entrance? Oh, there's no hitbox there. How about the portrait?
It's a portrait of an old man. It's a portrait. It's a.
We're not gonna. It's just an old man. There's nothing interesting about that old man. Let me go in the back
Nothing
room.
but empty tables back there.
Let me send my ghost back there. It's not even a fire exit. You
Nothing
wanna?
but empty tables back there.
Blow on him. There has to be a trophy for blowing on everyone, right? I just assume that's true.
Oh, I wish.
What else do we have? Just photos and man and drinks. Not making a lot of progress here, huh? Drinks.
The other night, no way.
She seems like she's high functioning for how much it is implied that she drank.
Hi there.
Sure.
Yeah, I did all of these. Oh, hang on a second. I haven't been doing this in this game. Do I need to... No, it doesn't. It seems like we've foregone the combining notebook ideas. I wasn't sure if that was me making that up before. But I think I don't do that anymore. So... Don't recognize any of them. Yeah, me neither, Justin, turns out. It's so jazzy. I don't know, like, this really is such a huge step up from the first two games for me. It's like, I can't even describe it. Like, as, like, an avid adventure gamer, I genuinely found those games pretty frustrating because, like, they just kind of don't follow the normal tenets of adventure games, and also the phone book is ridiculous, among other things. But, like, man, this is such good adventure game. How did I do collecting the Yu-Gi-Oh! McDonald plushies? That's a great question. I think my bag here has all the ones I have. The last one I managed to get was Dark Magician Girl. I think all the rest you've seen, but I got Exodia, Blue Eyes White Dragon. I did end up with another duplicate. I have 4 Blue Eyes White Dragons, which is very normal. I got Slifer. I really like Slifer. I don't know. I think the cutest of all of them is the Blue Eyes White Dragon, but I think my personal favorite is definitely Exodia, which should surprise no one because I do love Exodia. And I got Raw and Time Wizard, but I did not manage to get Karibo, Dark Magician, Obelisk, or obviously Red Eyes, because they didn't do Red Eyes in the US for some reason. I would say overall I did pretty well. I was disappointed it only ran for 4 weeks. I thought I'd have a little more time to try and get those. To ask if I could swap the extra Blue Eyes. It was the case that every time I went, if it was remotely plausible, I would start the conversation by asking how many toys they had in stock, and then just getting them to give me one of each one they had. Because I was okay with duplicates as long as I could get more of them, which is why I have 4 Blue Eyes and 2 Time Wizard and some other duplicate also, I think. Yeah, 4 weeks is not enough time, especially when the follow-up promotion was like small Crocs. Like, that just makes me angry. This is my way of stalling because I don't know what to do. I guess I can try asking what's his face more questions to figure out what I should ask about at the Minetta, but I don't think that's gonna work.
Hi again.
I knew you.
Could I ask?
Huh? Oh, let's try. I knew you.
All right. I absentmindedly thought I could just like interject something from the notebook and was just gonna respond by saying the Minetta in a crazy voice, but that's not how this conversation works.
How did you know I'd come?
I know you, Vaughn. Perhaps too well.
I actually don't know if Alcadius ended up with any duplicates either. I would be happy to trade him one of my Blue Eyes for... Actually, wait, I think he does have duplicates of Dark Magician, which is one of the ones I need. Maybe we should just swap. I don't know if he bought one. He said he might. I was debating whether I should buy more. I honestly still haven't decided whether I want to, like, open them. I feel like I should. I feel like if they came in the boxes like they did in the UK, I would just, like, open the boxes and put them back in them. But, like, if you take them out of the plastic, then you need, like, a new place to store them. But yeah, I kind of... I don't know. I've just been debating whether I should, like, invest more money in getting them. I don't think I have a response.
Yvonne? Who's Yvonne?
Okay. I knew.
How did you know?
I know you, Vaughn.
You're dead.
I have to tell you something.
Come on. The boat's going to leave any minute.
Boat might be the correct, but I'm going to try something different.
No, listen to me. We have to talk.
What? Now I'm messed up. Let's start over. I knew you.
Alright, I think maybe we can brute force this. How did you know?
I know you, Vaughn. Perhaps too well.
Could I ask you a couple of questions?
Huh? Oh, come on. Let's try. I knew.
How did
I know.
No, this is the one that
Listen,
says
I have to tell
right.
you something.
Come on. The boat's going to leave any minute.
Boat? What boat?
What boat? Come on, let's just do this and get out of here.
Okay, that's not. It's not that one. It isn't boat.
How did you know I'd come?
I know you, Vaughn. Perhaps too well.
Listen, I have to tell you something.
Come on, the boat's going to leave any minute.
I have no idea what you're
That
talking
didn't.
about.
That wasn't it.
Look, I didn't write this, okay? Let's just work with what we're given, and then we'll laugh about it later. I knew you'd come.
I mean, it's super clear what's going on. It annoys me a little bit that there's no ability for me to apply that. Or again, I feel like in her position, the really obvious thing to do is just look up the movie.
Why do you keep repeating yourself?
No. No, that's not right either.
What are you talking about?
Look, don't worry about it. We can do it again, right?
Do what again?
Okay, one more time. I knew you'd come.
Never mind.
No,
Yeah,
I need some. I need some additional information. What I have doesn't do it. Yeah, right. I mean, like.
Damn it, where is that woman?
This is sort of the. This is the pitfall of allowing the adventure game protagonist access to Google. Is like, you need a compelling reason for me not to be able to solve problems with the internet. It's like that old theory that, like, you could never write Seinfeld nowadays because all problems could be solved with a cell phone. Can I talk to Nishanti or something?
Nishanti isn't home. I have no idea who lives there.
Same. I
There's
was
nothing
definitely
in
this
but
person in my
trash
apartment
bags.
building before I moved. Incidentally. The person who, like, looks down the hall and is just like, I have no idea who lives there. I will say that much like almost every time I blinked in Blackwell Unbound, I feel like I don't know what to do, but it's much less frustrating because, like, I've managed to do several things that made sense in a row without being deadlocked by, like, not thinking to call someone at 2 in the morning.
I don't know why. Joey,
What could it...
Will you give me a hint?
have you ever heard of a multiple personality disorder?
You mean schizos?
Yeah.
What a
Watching
cool
you
guy.
talk to Frank made me think about them.
2 ghosts for the price of 1? This day is getting better and better.
Is it possible for a ghost to possess another ghost? Maybe it's just a ghost within a ghost.
So what should we do now?
We should probably learn more about this Frank Lyons guy. Where do movie stars hang out anyway?
He's not much of a star, Joey.
Right now, he's not much of anything.
Skull joke?
That's all.
Sure.
I mean, it's implying that I should learn something from the tavern, but I feel like I didn't have, like, very many questions to ask that guy, and most of my ability to interact with the environment of the tavern was to say I don't recognize any of those guys.
There's nothing but empty tables back there. There's nothing.
Show him Monique's card.
This card won't help me there.
Where would Monique's card help me?
There's nothing but empty.
There must be a reason I have it. Is there anything I can immediately do with the paperclip? I know, I could attach this business card to something, but where would it be useful? I mean, I could write her an email. She has her email address on there. What would that do for me? I can't think of anything right now.
Hi there.
Sure.
What can you tell me about this place?
The Minetta? Been here forever. 60 or 70 years at least. I've only been here a few weeks myself, so I don't know much of the history.
It's interesting. The game definitely wants me to be here, and that makes sense to me. But it doesn't seem like there's anything to do here. Unless, is there like... Should I be pixel hunting for a particular photo that's not the portrait of the old guy, which I had, like, no reaction to? So jazzy in here. Do you think that the C Sharps made this? Do you think Cecil Sharp, which is definitely a real name, is a guy who's in the band called the C Sharps? Or should I, like, verify that externally?
It's a portrait of an old guy.
I guess I didn't try having him look at these things. If they're black and white, maybe he'll recognize more of the people here if they're, like, from way back in the early talkies days or whatever.
Has-beens from days gone by. Has-beens. It's a portrait of an old guy.
I think that's the official name of that painting, incidentally.
He looks capable enough. I wonder how strong his martinis are. Oh, I wish.
Talk to him. Alright, I'll just blow on him.
He doesn't seem to notice. Tough customer.
The sound of Joey being clunked with the saxophone is one of my favorite game sounds. It's a good sound. I also appreciate the fact that when you complete Blackwell Unbound, it tracks how many times you got hit with a saxophone. That is a good detail.
It's a portrait.
Alright, chat, what's the obvious thing I'm missing here? Sometimes it's just me not thinking of the thing. I'm typically not looking for, like, spoilers unless we're, like, super stuck.
Sure.
We're definitely in the realm of getting stuck. So Monique doesn't have anything else to say to us as far as I know. The gallery, it doesn't feel like there's anything to do there. What's-her-face, the owner, is out of dialogue options, and it is currently just a bunch of paintings I don't have context for, so I don't think there's anything useful to do there. Well, I did try going back to the lady in the cat building and asking about the script, but she does not have any additional dialogue, unless I goofed something up. But it grayed out that area, and when I went back, I tried talking to her, and it was basically like, I should go. It's like the only place I can't do more stuff, which is actually like super weird, because it definitely feels like her connection to the ghost we're trying to deal with would warrant some follow-up. I tried asking the cat. I have been completely and wholly unable to interact with the cat. Snoop through her files. I think if the game wanted me to do that, it wouldn't have grayed out the location, but I have to admit I haven't tried sicking Joey on her, like, filing cabinets. At least not that I recall. I don't think that I did that. But I don't think it will let me do that, but I might as well try because I don't have other ideas.
Oh.
What am I supposed to do? Sing to it?
Blow on them.
Just some books for the number crunchers.
No, blow on
Need
them.
to bother with it. Yeah, the view is okay. Although I prefer the view from this angle.
Face.
Boy, if I could touch it, that would sure be great. Water Under the Bridge. What a boring title.
He's not wrong about that.
Just some old posters.
It's a different poster on the right wall? Is that relevant?
I don't think Monique would. Looks like some old movie posters.
It's odd. These hitboxes seem reversed. There's two posters over here and one over here, but both of these refer to Water Under the Bridge. It does, I have to admit, it does drive me a little insane that, like, it's so clear to me that he's trying to reenact his, like, last scene from shooting that movie. And I know the name of that movie, and I know his name as an actor, and even in, like, 2011 or whatever, it would not be all that difficult to find that information online, or at least to, like, find the address of, like, a Blockbuster that still existed so that I could go rent the movie, figure out the dialogue I'm supposed to say to him, and have him pass on. Like, I feel like I would be way better at passing on spirits, I guess, is my point. Anything on her computer? It doesn't have a hitbox, so probably not.
Monique looks pretty cool and confident behind that desk.
I literally just said that out loud. Can you imagine, like, going to talk to someone and just, like, saying that out loud like you're an adventure game protagonist? That's how all her relatives got committed. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else to do here.
I can't think.
Please don't. There's a.
It's so weird that, like, the cat exists and I can't... Like, it seems like there must be a second day or something. Because, like, it's weird. So, like, this started off colored and now it's grayed out. But, like, everything else has just remained colored in. So, like... My presumption is that there's nothing else to do here. And the fact that there doesn't seem to be any meaningful interaction there supports that. Now, I don't know where... What's her name? Nishanti? I don't know where she is, so I can't talk to her. I don't know why I can go to the gallery. What would I do here? What would I do at the gallery? Can I ask her notebook questions? Do you know about the Minetta?
Have you ever heard of a place called the Minetta?
No, sorry.
I don't think I asked you about Frank Lyons either, but I could be wrong.
Do you know anything about Frank Lyons' death?
Spooky, isn't it? Imagine someone just dying of a heart attack right in front of you. Poor Monique must have been traumatized.
Yeah, traumatized all the way to the bank.
What a cool guy. Wouldn't she be in her house? No, I did actually try that, believe it or not. And she said, like, Nishanti's not home. Which, you know, a lot of people leave their house. I don't know what that's like. Maybe that opened up more about Monique, but I doubt it.
How well do you know?
She's a nice lady, although I don't think she'll be back. She didn't seem to really appreciate Claude's work.
I'm sorry.
No worries. It's not everybody's cup of tea.
You know what else isn't everyone's cup of tea? A cup of tea.
Thanks, Josie.
I don't like tea.
Sure, Rosangela. I'll see you at the opening tomorrow.
Yeah, I definitely think we're gonna have more than one day here. Feels like that should be a lead, but it's not. It isn't a lead? I mean, definitely ask the bartender all 4 of the questions that I have. I can't rightly ask him. I don't think there's anything else I can get. I think I've asked him all the questions. Even... Oh, no, I should not do this as her.
I knew...
Never mind.
Yeah, I think...
Quick blow on him. No, wait, that's mortal people.
Oh, hey.
Frank Lyons colon heart attack.
So, tell me about yourself, Frank.
Oh, I'm just an actor. I just walk...
Did we search the script online? Literally the first thing I tried to do, and the game does not
I don't really need anything else.
get me progress.
But I think I'm okay with that. I just want to finish what I start.
He's not in the magazines. Is that relevant? Because, like, yeah, I mean, like, ostensibly, all I should have to do is, like, look up the script of that scene, play it out with him, and then he'll be like, I finished what I started. Goodbye, cruel world. And then, like, we can move on to whatever day 2 has in store. But for some reason, Rosangela hasn't heard of a movie before. And so, like, the idea of an actor trying to run lines with her is just absolutely alien.
Hey, have you ever been to the Park Gallery down in Soho?
No, sorry. I've never heard of it.
I don't think Monique is coming, Frank.
She usually comes to every shoot. I guess we can do it without her, but it'll just feel weird. Oh well.
Anything else you can tell me about Monique?
Not really. I just hope she gets here soon. We're so close to finishing this movie. I wonder what's keeping her.
I'm pretty sure I asked him about the Minetta, and I forget what he
Funny
says.
thing, I went to the Minetta. They
Oh,
never
okay.
heard of you.
Why would they?
You said you went there all the time.
I've never heard of the place.
You told me you were famous there.
Famous?
Yeah, famous at the Minetta.
The Minetta? I go there all the time. It's like my second home.
But you just said...
Say, could you spare some money for the Joe Gould Fund?
Joe Gould Fund? What's that?
What's what?
The Joe Gould Fund.
I have no idea.
But you just... Oh, never mind.
Okay. I understand... how I was supposed to get here. Okay, bear with me on this. I feel like I'm justified in not finding that like an obvious thing to do. For the specific reason that the bartender says he hasn't been at the Minetta for very long. If there was like an older guy running the bar and he's like, I've been here for like 7 years and I don't know who Frank Lyons is, then I would find that suspicious. But when you go in there, he's like, I basically just started. I don't know anything. So then I'm just like, oh, he started after Frank Lyons died, so it's not weird that he doesn't know him. So like, it doesn't occur to me that I should go back and like call him out on that. Well, the first thing I should do is use the modern phone book, i.e. Oogle. I mean, I could ask him about it, but he's just gonna be like, I don't know what that is.
Could you tell me what the Joe Gould Fund is?
Why, you want to donate a couple of dollars?
I would if you could tell me what it was for.
For the upkeep and maintenance of Joe Goulds everywhere, of course.
That's a weird thing to say.
Who's Joe Gould?
You know what? Never mind. I'm getting a headache talking to you.
Man, I hear that so often.
Well,
sure. Damn it,
okay,
where is that woman?
Let's leave now. You know, frankly, a lot of this game would be streamlined if we had, like, a smartphone. Because we could just Oogle from wherever we are instead of having to go back to the apartment building. Joe Gould, known as Professor Siegel. This West Village bohemian was a familiar figure during the 1960s. Regular at the Minetta Tavern, Joe Gould was often homeless and often broke. He claimed he was writing a book entitled The Oral History of the World, which would not be oral if it was a book, and spent most of his time soliciting money, the Joe Gould Fund, in order to keep working on it. In reality, this book never existed, but his energy and enthusiasm was said to inspire other writers such as Joseph Mitchell. That's such an unhingedly specific detail that I just cannot abide by. There's no shot that this random Google search implicates that reporter from the New Yorker in the last game. Why is this on Google? Such a good question. Let's just check something of actual importance to me. Very good. Oh, I just realized. This is basically the outfit that the guy in the Unavowed wears, right? The Pyromancer? I mean, yeah, it's just like a fancy suit, but like, this is basically how he's dressed. I wonder if that's like extremely deliberate or just fancy. I made it rain in an unexpected way. I guess technically she doesn't know Joseph Mitchell. Oh, he died in 96. This was set in the present. I don't know how long this is after the first game, but I think the first game would have been set in 2006. Joseph Mitchell was on the staff of the New Yorker magazine for nearly 60 years, from 1938 until his death in 1996. He was known for his plain-spoken essays of eccentrics and unstable peoples on the fringes of society. Joseph Mitchell is also known for a legendary case of writer's block. After completing his last biography in 1964, he continued to go his New Yorker office every day until his death, but never completed another article for the magazine. That doesn't make any sense! I mean, I complained a little bit about this in the last game, but like, tell me why they paid him for, I'm sorry, for 32 years they continued to pay this man until he dropped dead, and he contributed nothing of value to the company? Must be nice. So what did that do for me? Nothing, right? Yeah, we're just throwing an Easter egg in there for people paying attention between games. I guess I could go back to the bar and ask about the fund.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's blow this popsicle stand.
It's interesting that doing a Google search about like a weird turn of phrase changed the weather. I wonder if the bear in this game is based on a childhood detective bear or whether they made the bear after the first Blackwell game. That's an interesting question.
Hi there. Got time for some more questions?
Sure.
Yeah, that is some for real patience, for real, for real. Hey, do you know about Joe Gould?
Have you ever heard of Joe Gould or anything called the Joe Gould Fund?
Yeah, you could say that. Sometimes I think they should just rename this place the Joe Gould Bar and be done with it.
Really?
People hear about him and they come in here to ask about him. That's his portrait up there behind you. He died
Old
a
man.
long time ago.
Who was he?
He was some homeless guy who wandered the West Village in the 50s and 60s. He told some crazy stories and people found him entertaining, so they gave him money for his food and his beer. He referred to the money as the Joe Gould Fund. He also tried to write a book or something.
He never finished it?
Nope.
Hey, sounds like your soulmate.
So cool. What a cool guy. Legendary writer's block is such a weird way to describe being paid to do nothing for 30 years. Agreed. I mean, like, legendary writer's block would be like a funny way to describe not writing anything for 30 years if you were like your own publisher. But like when like a newspaper is like paying you to work and you just don't do it, like it just kind of makes me mad. So I basically got roughly the same information from this guy that I did from Google, which is why we don't make small talk anymore as a society. But that being said, what do I do? Oh, now I can look at him.
It's a portrait of Joe Gould.
I think that's supposed to be like a old-timey long cigarette, but it kind of looks like he's waving a really sad tiny magic wand. And why does he have so many unfinished drinks? I get that he was kind of a lush, or at least it's implied, because he spent so much time at this bar, but like, don't you typically finish the drinks? So much chocolate
It's a
milk.
portrait of...
What's that thing from like the old like early Pokemon seasons where Brock is like, oh man, I love hamburgers, and it's like a rice ball or whatever? Oh no, jelly donuts, that's the thing, right? He's like, yum, jelly donut made of rice. I guess I'll just go ask everyone about the Joe Gould Fund.
Hi.
I'm kind of...
I love that in this art gallery they use like the weird like constant resizing that like gravitational anomaly in Sam & Max does. Joe Gould's Fund.
Have you ever heard of Joe Gould or the Joe Gould Fund?
Nope, sorry.
Well, that was productive. Look at all those. I love the way you wrote that, Justin. Look at all those coffee. At one point, the English version replaced a giant onigiri with a clip art of a subset. Wait, is that true? Is that only in like the UK? I don't remember that. Or maybe it was just like after I stopped watching? I don't know. I would love to watch some of the recent Pokemon anime, but it's so hard for me to overcome the mental stigma of Ash Ketchum and most of the voice cast like just being different. That's just so rough. And I'm sure, I don't know if we talked about it on stream, I'm sure many of you know, but like the voice actress who played Misty passed away this year. Such a tragedy. She wasn't that old, but she had, sounds like a pretty rough case of cancer. We're kind of back in Blackwell Unbound territory, huh? What do I do with this information that I haven't done with this information? Is what's-her-face home?
Nishanti is...
She's still not home. That's right, Misty and Jesse. I watched a tribute to her the other day. I mean, she was part of that really prolific early wave of like popularizing anime in the 90s by like dubbing it into English in the US. and probably other places. I don't know if that had the same impact in the UK or if they had different voice actors for some of that stuff, but like, you know, it was like a stable of anime voice actors who were kind of in everything. Ash is still young. Yeah, and yet his voice changed. So weird, right, Justin? I don't know, talk to Joey?
Can I?
What does Joe Gould have to do with Frank Lyons? Joe Gould died almost 30 years ago.
So what? I died over 70 years ago. Death isn't as final as it used to be. Remember that.
I don't think that's relevant. I think her question stands regardless of your dismissal.
The Minetta was kind of quaint.
Haven't you had enough to drink lately?
Be quiet.
Wow, it feels like this would be a completely different game if I didn't, like, lush out.
I know he's dead and all, but this is kind of cool. I've never met anyone famous before.
Just don't ask him for an autograph.
On the left, onigiri rolling down a hill. Hang on. Hold on. Wow. I gotta be honest, that doesn't look as bad as I would have expected that to look. Hold on. Do I still have this thing up? Do I have it too low? No, it should be high enough that that's visible. Why is that not visible? Oh, because I set it to a specific window. I need this one. There we go. There's my cursor. Nope. I need to do it over here. Yeah. This is why I didn't used to do this sort of thing. Oh, good. There we go. I mean, it's not good, but I expect that to be worse when you describe it to me. And yeah, I think that's... Given his outfit, I don't think I was watching by that point. I think I only watched a little bit of... When did he move to that? Like X and Y or something? It's the same level of animation as Berserk 2016. I only sort of know of the infamy of Berserk. The tribute was an original animation, fully voiced, where James and Meowth were staying up late because they were waiting for Jessie to come home, and they kept getting... They thought were troll emails and voice messages saying she passed away and kept deleting them. Jeez. That's sad. That's so sad. The Joe Gould Fund, eh? That animation is perfect. I mean, like, what would you have them do? Acknowledge that food is different in Japan? Blasphemy. Such a thing could never be done. Plan our next move.
So what should we do now?
I'd like to know more about Frank. At least more than what Monique or that internet box has to say.
Who can we ask?
I don't know. We just gotta pound the pavement and ask around. I'm sure we'll find some cat with the info we need.
You wouldn't let me talk to the cat before.
That's all for now.
Sure.
If I could suddenly talk to the cat, I'd inclined to be mad about it. Can I call someone on the phone?
Nobody to call. I rarely do these days.
No, that feels modern.
Let's go.
It's about time. Let's scram.
It's Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald. Okay. I watched a little bit into the start of that era, I think, and then... I don't know, I think I was just, like, too preoccupied with, like, college courses to keep up with it. Then again, I did get into Code Lyoko around that time. And Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. Which I don't think they ever finished dubbing, which I was contemplating the other day. Well, it's still grayed out at CubeStar, so I feel like that's not the person I meant to talk to. But, like, I've already tried asking all the people at these locations about Frank, so if I'm not using the phone or the internet, how else would I be getting more information about him? Did, like, someone new show up at one of these locations? It always bums me out when they, like, start but don't finish dubbing an anime. They did that with Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal, also. They did that with Zatch Bell. I feel like there's at least a few others that I've watched that like didn't make it to the finish line. You know what else sucks? I don't know where. Maybe Crunchyroll. I don't have like a subscription to Crunchyroll, but like there's no streaming service I'm immediately aware of that'll let you watch like old Beyblade, like whatever the original run was through the end of that continuous storyline. I love old Beyblade. What an incredibly stupid show. Sub GX is light years better. I have to assume. I honestly think that for all the crap that it rightfully gets, like, the tone of the English dub of GX is, like, appropriate for, like, the start of Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. But, like, once you get to that era where, like, they introduce, like, more supplementary characters, and in the dub, they just give them, like, funny accents, and then, like, they send everyone away to the stars because in the Japanese anime, they're supposed to just, like, die when they lose duels. Like, it gets so weird. Wait, is that a YouTube playlist of old Beyblade? Where did you find such a thing? Well, I have to copy this for later, because it will definitely disappear. And I am obviously not opening that right now, because then I'll just stop streaming this game and watch all the... I love all the bad music from OG Beyblade. It's so gloriously not good at all. Love it. Also has, like, one of my favorite all-time things to quote that, like, no one ever understands. It's time for that cheating I mentioned earlier. It's on the Beyblade official channel? It's not even, like, pirated? That's so exciting. That's such exciting news for me. Thank you for that, Project EOS. I appreciate it. The Japanese dub is on there as well. But I think that has, like, real music, which isn't bad. Or maybe it is. I don't know. I've only ever watched the dub, to be honest. All these anime distractions are very convenient because I don't know what to do.
I have no idea.
Could really go for a jelly donut, though. Which is a thing I wouldn't typically say in real life, because I don't generally like jelly donuts. Okay, games suggest... I mean, listen, I love that the game actually makes use of the dynamic between these characters to allow you to get hints as to what to do when it's not obvious. Like, that's like modern gaming. However, I have talked to the, like, 4 people I know in New York City. So I don't know what to do. Let me try something. Is this one of those cases where I should just be asking the same question and hoping for a different result? Because she knew a little bit about French. She said that, like, Monique saw him die, right?
Do you know? Spooky, isn't it? Imagine someone just dying of
No, that's the same thing she said before. She owns the park gallery, so all she's gonna say is stuff about that. Monique isn't coming back because she didn't like the art. Spooky about Frank Lyons. I think she didn't know the Minetta, and it's not really relevant. And then she didn't know Joe Gould either, right?
Thanks, Joe.
Leave her. I like that's not end conversation or goodbye. It's leave her.
I don't think Joe... This painting is called The Dark Lady.
Let me take it? Let me go out the fire exit? I don't know. Am I just supposed to go back to the ghost and ask him redundant questions again? Like, even though we did ask him. This time we for sure asked him about the Joe Gould fund. And we got, like, the double speak because there's, like, the Green Goblin happening.
Hello, Frank? Oh, hey.
That's ultimately what's going to happen here, right? Is, like, it should be trivially easy to play out the scene. But then we also have to do something for the Green Goblin because he's, like, a multi-ghost. It's like a multi-ball in pinball, but it's one bizarre spirit and like an actor.
Say, is your name Joe Gould?
No, you forgot my name already, huh?
Oh, no, I was just checking something. The name Joe Gould doesn't mean anything to you. does it?
Joe Gould. Huh. You know, it does. But I can't say why.
I thought we were gonna get a reaction out of him. Can I say something about Joe Gould while playing out the scene?
Let's try the
Minetta? I never heard of it.
a tavern over on McDougal.
Oh, yes. I'm well known there.
Okay, fine, but listen carefully to me now. They've never heard of you.
Why would they? I've never been there.
For crying out loud!
Hey, what did I say?
Nothing, just...
Say, can you talk to seagulls?
What? No, I cannot talk to seagulls.
I can. It's a beautiful language.
I don't honestly know how we got that unique dialogue. So clearly the other personality or ghost or whatever only emerges when we say stuff that's relevant to his experience. So if we ask about stuff from Lyons' lifetime, it's not really going to track unless there's overlap. That's my takeaway so far. I know, we should ask a guy who died a long time ago if he knows the other ghost who died recently of a heart attack.
Tell me about yourself, Frank.
Oh, I'm just an actor. I just walk and talk the way they want me to.
Oh, come on. There's got to be more to you than that.
I don't really need anything else. I'm not in the magazine, but I think I'm okay with that. I just want to finish what I start.
Say, is your name Joe Gould?
No.
Oh, no. The name
Joe Gould. Huh.
Is there more unique Minetta
I don't
dialogue?
think I can go through that again. I'm still dizzy from the last time.
Stupid. Okay.
Well,
sure.
I guess while I'm here, I'll try to play out the scene, although I'm certain I haven't learned enough new information to do that.
I knew you'd come.
How did you know I'd come?
I know you, Vaughn. Perhaps too well.
Could I ask you a couple of questions?
Huh?
Why do I keep thinking that's the... Okay.
I know.
Listen, I have to tell you something.
Come on. The boat's going to leave any minute.
I did try expressing confusion, right? I don't remember what that one does. Bochi just kind of says boat. And he's like, what do you mean, what boat? Try to get through to him.
I have no idea.
Look,
Oh,
I
no.
didn't write. Let's just work with what we're given. I knew.
Never.
Yeah, okay. God, I really should be able to just look up that script. It's bugging me a little bit. I don't know how this game wants me to go about it, but it just seems like that's a really easy problem to solve. Especially because it's a famous movie. It's not like some obscure thing. It's like an actor died and it did relatively well because everyone was intrigued by the fact that he died or whatever.
It's a portrait of Joe Gould. It's a portrait. It's a.
I can't even observe the chocolate milk. Do you have a different thing to say about him?
apparently this guy is Joe Gould. Looks half crazed, whoever he is. Apparently looks...
Is there more I can ask you about Joe Gould?
Anything else you can tell me about Joe Gould?
I don't know much else, sorry. If you want to know more, check in another time. Lots of artist types come in here. They all know about Joe Gould.
That's not true. I talked to an artist type who had never heard of him. And she's one of the 4 people I know in New York.
What can you tell?
The Minetta? 60 or 70 years. I've only...
Are you sure you've never seen Frank Lyons come in here?
Yeah, I'm quite sure.
I think he's telling the truth.
Are we doing Press X to Doubt? Are we doing Good Cop, Racist Cop, like L.A. Noire? I mean, kind of. We are kind of doing that, aren't we?
There's nothing.
Can I ask... Question. Can I ask Monique about Joe Gould? It will be alarming if true.
Oh, Ilsa, you're back.
Something changed here!
always do.
Why did that happen? Why did the cat move? How was I supposed to know that? They grayed it out. So that didn't mean anything? Is that a bug? Oh, that's not great. That's bad for me. I had written off this location because it changed the color of the icon, which made me think that, like, we were done here. But I could come back here and pet the cat. Or maybe die to the cat, I don't know.
Ouch! She scratched me.
Careful. That was Frank's cat. She's a mean one.
She's a little black cat. I don't recognize the breed. She's wearing a little collar with an ID tag.
Get super close.
Hey, little fella.
That's really cute.
All right,
Check the tag.
Let's see what's on your ID tag.
I wasn't expecting him to play with...
Hopefully that's where we need to be.
I was expecting him to play with the cat and also for that to be like a relevant puzzle solution, but I'm glad we got here. This was Frank's cat, so the address on the ID tag should hopefully be his. Possibly? Distract the cat only once. Oh, I see. Like, don't have to repeat it. Normally, I don't get those types of achievements. Ask about the cat.
Cat, thanks. But she's not mine. She was Frank's. And just between you and me, she's not very friendly.
Noticed. Can I ask more?
Cat, thanks. Just
No. You know about the Joe Gould Fund?
Have you ever heard of Joe Gould or the Joe Gould Fund?
Sorry, no.
Yeah, all the artist types know about that crap.
Have you ever heard of a place called the Minetta?
Sorry, no.
Tell me about Frank Lyons.
Tell me about Frank.
Frank? He was a solid actor. Not A-list material, but dependable. He could read his lines and hit his marks and look good on camera. He didn't demand much, and he was easy to work with. We set him up with an apartment nearby. That was all he needed. That reminds me, we still haven't moved his stuff out. I'll have to get on that.
Give me the key and I will do that, sort of. I will definitely rummage through his things, which is what you said you wanted, right?
Anything else you can tell me about Frank?
Like I said, he was the dependable type. He was
Disgusting.
always willing to work with us, and he worked pretty cheap. I think he was waiting for his next break.
He got one all right.
It was his neck. The next break he got was his neck. The next neck break.
Anything else?
If you want to know his life story, you can read it on the internet. I've told you all I can.
Well, I tried that, and then the game said I should try talking to people about it. So, I don't know what you want from me. Did I ask her about the
What
gallery?
do you think of Josie Park's gallery?
Ugh, dreadful. Josie's a sweet woman, but her taste in art is somewhat questionable. Although it didn't drive me to drink, like some people.
Wow, what a pointed comment! Yikes!
What else can you tell me about yourself?
Is it relevant?
Not really.
Then there you go.
Cool. Not a huge Monique
Thanks for
fan.
the chat, Monique.
Sure.
I mean, she's no Joey, but like she could be cooler. Okay. So do I have a plan for getting into this apartment, or am I just weird?
That's
It's
not
the
Frank's
second one,
door.
right? This one is Frank's door. It says Frank's door on it.
Locked. That's Frank Lyons' door. Or at least it used to be.
Let me just paperclip my way in.
Who needs a key?
How's it going there?
Oh,
Shut
just
up.
fine. Almost got it.
Uh-huh.
I want the door to explode. I can't tell you why, but I think it would be very
What
funny.
happened?
The paperclip broke.
It broke.
It's jammed in the lock. We couldn't get a key in there now, even if we had one.
The master criminal at work.
All we gotta do is put a newspaper under the door and poke the keyhole. Haven't you ever played an adventure game? Honestly.
That's not Frank's door. That's Frank Lyons' door. Or at least... That's not Frank's door. That's... Or at... That's
hang
not
on.
Frank's door. Locked. One of Frank's neighbors, That's not Frank's door. Locked. That's Frank... Or at...
So I need to
That's
left.
not Frank's door.
Right.
That's Frank Lyons. Or at least it... That's not Frank's door. That's Frank Lyons' door. Or at...
There it is. I feel like I could almost make a song with the cadence of "That's not Frank Lyons' door. That's Frank Lyons' door." Is Monique's card a credit card that I can use to jimmy the lock? Is that a thing?
Card won't help me there.
It won't help me
That's
there. I
Frank
see.
Orrit.
It's Frank Lyon's store. Yeah, we definitely seem to have created a situation.
Joey, I'd like to talk to you.
This had better be important, sweetheart.
What do you have going on?
So what should we do now?
We got Frank's address. We should snoop around and see what we can find.
Isn't that illegal?
For you, maybe. For me, not so much.
I mean, I did try that. It didn't go super good, to be honest with you.
What does Joe Gould have to do with Frank Lyons? Joe Gould died almost 30 years ago.
So what? I died over 7 deaths.
I'm reminded.
I'm an unhelpful ghost.
Frank Lyons lived here. Wow.
I didn't know you were a fan.
Oh, I'm not. Just, you know, he was in the movies.
Was is right, dollface. Remember that. Don't get starstruck on me now.
Nah. That's all for now?
Sure.
That's Frank Orrit. At least it used to be. That's not.
Definitely seems like I should be able... Oh, wait, I can send him in. He's a ghost!
Once again, it's up to the dead guy to sort things out.
He's a ghost! It's a really cool sound effect. Does he have a copy of the movie he was recording when he died? Now that I've said that out loud, that doesn't seem very likely, does it? Oh no, I wanted him to blow on the keyhole.
You sure this guy was in pictures? He didn't even have a hot tub.
Was he supposed to?
If I was in pictures, I'd have a hot tub.
Well, naturally.
Just cool your heels for a while.
I'll,
You do that.
You know, nowadays you don't even have to be in the movies. You could just be on Twitch and have a hot tub. They made a whole category for that for some reason.
Does it want a hug? It's a poster for a romantic comedy. Looks like our boy Frank had a supporting role.
Box?
There's nothing in there but junk.
Junk box.
A bunch of magazines related to the film biz. Celebrity gossip, most likely. It's nice to see that some things never change. Looks like Frank was a collector of old film reels. I wonder what he played them on. I think this is called a VHS tape. It plays movies. It's supposed to be the latest thing. It looks like a still from a moving picture. I think I recognize Frank in the background.
From a moving picture. Ah, this guy.
Oh, sweet. A ball of yarn. For the cat, I guess. Maybe Frank had a cold before he died? At least I hope so. I don't want to think about what those tissues were for.
Could have just left that as subtext. I thought that was going to be the joke, but no.
I don't recognize anybody in those photographs. Looks like a poster for a B-grade Arabian Nights flick. Frank Lyons has got top billing. It's a movie poster. Looks like hard-boiled detective schlock. Frank Lyons starred in it.
Says the guy who's dressed like this forever and ever. Oh, hang on.
Looks like a film script.
Oh, thank God. Thank God for the film script. Listen, I have to tell you something. The boat's gonna leave any minute. I'm not going. I said I'm not going. I'm staying with Tom. I mean, we artificially generated like an hour and a half of work, but sure.
Nothing out of the ordinary at all. Although, I did find something interesting.
What?
There was a piece of paper just lying on a table.
Do you remember what was on it?
Of course
Nope.
I do.
Sounds like a film script.
Probably the
Is
last
that meant
thing
to
we
imply
worked on
he
before
told us the
died.
dialogue?
You ever hear these lines in a flick before?
No. I haven't
Oh
gone to
my
the movies
God.
since, well, you.
Nah, makes no difference. It's probably not important.
Am I off base, or is this like really obvious what's going on? It feels really obvious to me, but boy, the game is treating it like I must be the smartest guy alive. I must be the master detective from the World Detective Organization. I must be the smartest man ever. I must be number one.
What do you mean? No. What do you mean?
Hi again.
I knew you'd come.
How'd you know?
How did you know I'd come?
I know you, Vaughn. Perhaps too well.
You're dead.
Listen, I have to tell you something.
Come on. The boat's going to leave any minute.
I'm not going.
I'm not going.
Not going? What do you mean you're not going?
I said I'm not
I
going.
said I'm not going.
You're staying?
Yes, I'm staying here with,
I was really hoping Jason would be one of these options. I hope you understand why.
Tom.
Tom? Tom? What's that idiot have that I don't?
He's a good man, Zach, and he needs me.
And what about me?
You don't need me, Zach. You never did.
Huh? That's not in the script.
Wait, let's talk about this.
Just forget me. Be free.
Yvonne! Wait! Yvonne! Yvonne! Yvonne? Alright! Finished. Finally. Hey Monique, when's the rap party again? Monique? Where is she?
Flicker,
Where
flicker?
is everybody? Hey, come on guys. This is weird. Where did everybody go? We're done, aren't we?
Yeah,
We're
that
done,
tracks.
aren't
That should probably have worked, but it didn't because this ghost is complicated. But like, we got an achievement for
aren't we?
going through that scene in one run after discovering the
Done?
script.
Can I
So
go
again,
now?
I ask you, like, did that seem like it was hard to understand what was going on here?
Monique?
Like, I'm genuinely kind of mystified by this.
Is that a rap?
Jason, yes.
Something is
Someone caught on to what I was suggesting before. So Joe, you talk to him.
Something wrong, Frank?
I'm not sure. Everyone was here just a minute ago.
Were
False.
Of course they were. I finished the scene with Rebecca and then something's not right.
It's me. I'm Rebecca.
Something is not right.
The fact that I'm Rebecca.
Filming the scene, something happened.
Here it comes.
No, kind of. Wait.
I'm dead, aren't I?
Yeah.
I kind of thought he was going to pick up on that on his own, but okay.
I'm a ghost and I'm haunting my last film shoot. That's so cliche.
I'm sorry, Frank. I really am.
So what now?
Just relax. And
This
take a whole
won't
piss.
work, right? I don't think this can work.
Do it.
Ow. I gotta work on my landings.
It's so bright. It should hurt my eyes, but it doesn't.
I don't think
You
it's
kind of don't have eyes
I'm
anymore.
not sure
Skull
what it
Joe.
is.
It's beautiful.
Just head towards it, Frank. That's all you need to do.
You know, my very first acting role was a ghost. I was 8 years old. We put on a Halloween play in the 3rd grade. I played Scary Ghost number 3.
I was
thing to
terrible.
remember. It wasn't a bad life, was it? I might not have made it big, but I made it somewhere. How many can say the same, huh?
Chide him for his pride? Gosh, it feels like this leads to some achievement as to like how you interact with people when they die. I definitely won't get this right. I think, given what I know about him, the correct thing to do is simply agree with him. Because he's not seeking fame. Like,
Not
yeah.
many.
No, not many. I've had a pretty good run. If it's my time to go, then it's my time. I just wish I knew who choked me to death.
Yeah. Wait, what? You weren't choked. You had a heart attack.
No, I was choked. I remember it distinctly.
The news reports all said it was a heart attack.
No disrespect, but I think I know how I died. The large hands around my neck? You don't forget a thing like that.
The
Why
return
would
of the
the news
Countess.
lie about how you died?
I don't know. You'd think that they'd love a story about a murder. Funny.
Normally they
Doesn't
would.
bother me. I think I'm ready to go.
Wait, hold on a second.
No
Nope.
can do. I gotta fly. See you around, and thanks.
Just a few questions.
Okay, love you, bye-bye.
Huh?
I'm warning you. You? No, it can't be.
It literally is the Countess. Crap.
You're dead, aren't you?
Yeah, obviously.
So many dead. So many blight upon the earth.
Tell me something I don't know. Did you kill Frank?
I helped him. I get no thanks.
You want me to thank you? How about you buzz off?
I can help you. You are still in pain. So much pain.
No way. Not again.
She sounds less creepy now for some reason, despite
You resist.
threatening to
Resist?
ghost
I'll
kill
show
us.
You resist.
I see you. I know you.
You don't know jack, lady. Get off me.
Joey?
Clear off, kid. Get back.
It's her. After all this time.
Hey, you stay away from her. You hear me?
I'm sorry.
Okay, let me bye-bye again.
Joey, who was that?
Trouble.
Well,
Well, what?
who is she?
Her? She's nobody's sweetheart.
Don't think you get to say that after what just
She
happened.
attacked you, Joey. Why did she do that?
I have no idea. You think I've got all the answers? Well, you're wrong. I'm just in the dark as you are.
You're lying. You recognized her, and she knew you. Tell me, Joey, please.
Yeah, I know her. She calls herself the Countess. She's from an old case, back when I was with your aunt. She was alive then, and just as crazy.
Tell me.
I legitimately went that whole game thinking that we were playing the grandmother. Because I'm not tracking their names well at all. She actually cares about who kills the ghosts in these games? The last lady couldn't be paid to care. I mean, I don't know. I definitely feel like there's a level of inconsistency with the way each individual character we've played so far has grappled with the responsibility of having spirits pass on. I do appreciate the fact that this game thus far has done a better job of painting it like helping the spirits pass on is like a good thing, because it really does, like, as dumb as it may seem, it kind of makes it harder for me to care when, like, it's vaguely portrayed as like a bad thing, but then like the character doesn't care about it. It's like, why do I care if our character isn't invested in it, like, emotionally, but like the people we're doing it to, it's like torture for them. Like, why do I want that? Why are we going to this trouble when it's like bad for everyone? Like, at least if we're like portrayed as like the Grim Reaper or something, then it's like, oh, it's just my duty, but like she could just like not do this stuff, you know? So like I appreciate the fact that this game is a little more like, yeah, it's like a thing people want. People are happy to go on. Really actually confused about the fact that we managed to send on the actor Frank Lyons, because he seemed to be two ghosts and we didn't solve two problems. Don't know exactly what that means. Demolition had asked, how do I rate this game compared to the previous two? Like 8 to 6s? I think based on what we'd seen so far of this game, I'd probably put it at an 8, maybe an 8.5. I'm gonna say 8 for now. I mean, Unbound is not my favorite. Unbound I would give like, I don't know, like a 2.5 or something. It's just very flawed. The first one's not amazing, but like, I'm inclined to give it like a 5. Yeah, I mean, you seem to misunderstand Demolition. I really thought that Unbound was bad. Like, the first game's not great in my opinion, but like the flaws of Blackwell Unbound are to me pretty glaring. I mean, we could probably get away with the short version, but whatever.
We thought she was a raving loony at first. We'd see her on the street, ranting like a crazy woman. We were investigating these two ghosts. Both had been killed by an old woman. Didn't take much deduction to put 2 and 2 together.
So she was killing people?
Not exactly. She thought she was freeing people. You see, she was a medium.
A medium? Like me? Like Auntie?
Yeah, only she didn't have a spirit guide. There was this reporter, Joseph Mitchell. Somehow they formed a bond. He didn't know it, but whoever he wrote about, she would go and kill. She was freeing their spirits, which is what you mediums do best.
But they were still alive.
She didn't seem to realize that. In the end, she tried to free your Aunt Lauren. So, we stopped her.
You stopped her? How?
Force.
Just did.
So what now?
We
Her
just
spirit is seeking
did.
Revenge?
I don't think so. Why now? Why all this time?
I don't know. Time doesn't mean as much to ghosts, clearly.
So she's not a ghost.
I don't know what she is.
Let's
Night,
talk about
Critwitch.
this
Thanks
in a
for
minute.
stopping by.
Right now I'm taking a hot shower and going to bed.
Sure. I'll hold the fort.
For some reason, this whispering keeps making me think of they're taking the hobbits to Isengard.
Poor deluded man, enthralled to a madness that even he could not explain. A madness called the Countess.
I know you.
We have spoken before, but it is not important. But hush, aren't you tired? You need to rest.
Tired?
Shh, just sleep. That's it. Sleep. Tomorrow you will wake up energized and refreshed.
She hypnotizing us in our sleep?
Don't worry. We will meet very shortly.
Interestingly, she's dressed a bit like a countess, wouldn't you say?
Good morning.
You're perky today. Sleep well?
Yeah, I did.
I've been thinking. Too much has happened for this to be mere coincidence.
Weird to suddenly take that
In
stance.
the gallery, there was a painting. A painting of her.
Really?
I knew it looked familiar.
How would you
but I
not
didn't
recognize the
it till
countess,
now.
you ding
What did it look
dong?
like?
Why don't we head over and you can take a look for yourself?
God, I don't know. That feels like a good stopping point. I know it's like a lean stream, but like maybe he's face blind. But then, like, why would he suddenly recognize her? Well, we can discuss. Let's halfway point. Yeah, it kind of feels like the way these games are going. That feels like halfway point, and I feel pretty good about that. So let's leave it there. Give me a little extra time to sort some stuff, which would be good. Hobbits. I'll definitely remember why I did that later. I promise. All right, big screen. Close. Now, you know what? Let me tune this down a little further. We can keep some ambient rain. Why did I do that? God, I don't know. If you're asking for an actual answer, I did say before why, but you'll have to rewatch the whole stream. There's no other way. But, like, to address your question, Demolition, I honestly don't remember what specific score I gave Raincoat in the end. But it's a little apples to oranges. Like, you're asking me to compare a short-form game in an established genre that I know really well to a fairly ambitious visual novel that, like, does some things quite well, but is deeply, deeply flawed. But, like, I mean, here's the thing. Blackwell Unbound succeeds at almost nothing, I feel like, is the problem. Been idle for a while. How's it going? We just reached, I'm told, the halfway point in this game. I think Demolition's been skimming a walkthrough to keep me on track. Although, I think I've mostly... I don't think I've actually gotten any hints. I think I've just brute forced my way through it. Sounds like your least favorite time. It's just... So, here's my thing. I've always heard great things about the Blackwell games, and I vaguely remembered like having some experience with the Blackwell Legacy some years ago, but like I didn't remember all that much of it, to be honest. But you know, like replaying it, it wasn't quite as good as I remembered, but like it's, you know, it's a short form game. It's made by a small team. It has like full voice acting, which is like a chore unto itself. It's pretty impressive, even though I don't personally like the weird unconventional use of inventory. But like I just like there's something about Blackwell Unbound in particular that just like really stuck in my craw, you know? Like I want to like Lauren as a character. I feel like we left her kind of like two-dimensional. And, you know, like I was sort of addressing at the start of the stream, like, I found it frustrating how much of that game is just like, hear a name, go to the phone book. Go to the address in the phone book, talk to a person. That person doesn't want to help you at all. Like, you have to go through like 6 steps to accomplish a basic thing. It's the same reason why in this game I got a little frustrated about the script thing, because it's like, it's not... It's a publicly released movie that's famous. It's not that difficult to like look up the information about how to end that scene. And in the end, it turned out that's all we needed. And like, if I was the like person in this world that we've established with the resources available to her, I would have completed this task like almost instantaneously. But like, I don't know, Blackwell Unbound, like, literally just like all like every single beat of Blackwell Unbound was so deeply unintuitive to me that like I literally had to look up a walkthrough to start the first case because I didn't realize that I had to access the hitbox of the saxophone. And like that's somewhat on me, but like there's nothing in the context of the game that will hint to me that. Like, again, like, these are just the types of things that I feel like we had established in adventure games, like, way, way before, you know, 2008 or whatever. We got to his apartment. The trigger for it to start raining, I think, was doing the computer search for Joe Gould, if I remember right. It definitely started raining after I did a computer search. That I remember for sure. But like, yeah, I don't know. Like, I know I've been really harsh on Blackwell Unbound, but like, it's for a reason. Like, it just felt really clumsy to me. Like, the story was like fine overall. Like, I genuinely find the idea of the Countess kind of interesting, and I was a little disappointed that there wasn't a little more background on how she got to the point that she was at when you sort of encounter her in Blackwell Unbound. So like, I'm kind of glad she's in this game. I'm not totally sure if I think we'll resolve that in a way that makes me totally content, but it's just hard for me to go into it without getting like kind of like emotional and seeming kind of unfair. But like I think it's partially just like my familiarity with adventure games and just like the basic way that they work, that the fact that Blackwell Unbound worked so antithetically to just like the core nature of point and click games, that like it like really evoked just like probably an unreasonable amount of like bias and frustration with like just the way you're expected to go through that game. Like, I went into this expecting it to be sort of like a classic point and click series. Even though the first game is like a little unconventional in that sense, it still feels that way. But Blackwell Unbound like really feels like some other weird thing where so much of the gameplay is focused on the phone book, and the phone book isn't interesting. Like, I don't know how to put this in a way that's like objective. I just don't think that the phone book was interesting. And the fact that the game leaned really hard on that and like didn't do anything particularly novel with it made the fact that like anytime I got like, it just reached a point where like I just had to be like, what have I not done with the phone book? Whereas like with a normal adventure game, even Blackwell Convergence, the third one that we're playing tonight, like when I got like soft stuck, it was sort of like, let me think about what I have and what I can do with it. And eventually we got there, even though, you know, it's still like a little bit of just like ask the question again, even though the circumstances don't make it clear that something has changed, which isn't my favorite, but it's kind of been in all the Blackwell games. But like even that, like that's like the worst of what I can say about Convergence so far. I mean, even down to the fact that I think the music in Convergence is the best of the three that we've had so far. It's better balanced. It's certainly not perfect by default, but it's better balanced. And also, it just feels more atmospheric, which is more what I think you're going for in an average scene in this type of game. I mean, the quality of the voice recordings in this are a little more consistent. They have fewer like artifacts and room tone. Not none, but like enough that for like an indie project, I'm totally content with this. Got stuck a lot in the fourth game. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, that's totally a thing, though. Like, sometimes, like, just not being in a particular game's headspace can hang you up in, like, adventure and puzzle games. And, like, at the end of the day, that may be my issue with Blackwell Unbound, because, like, I definitely don't think I was just jiving with what they were doing. But, like, at the same time, I feel like it's kind of on the game to smooth out those rough edges, because that's kind of like the entirety of gameplay in an adventure game. So like if the player gets stuck and there's nothing in the context of the game as you presented it that helps them get there, then like I feel like as the developer you're just saying like, well then you should just go like walk the plank. You should just abandon the game and all hope, you know? Like it's my feeling that like if you want the story of your game to be experienced in a game like this where everything is like kind of linear and whatever, like there should be things. And it frustrates me because this game, the Blackwell series with its two characters is like really well positioned for this. Some adventure games don't have that luxury where you follow one protagonist, but like when you have two, you can have one sort of suggest stuff in response to like a failed attempt or whatever. And, like, it just feels like all the pieces were there for Blackwell Unbound to be, like, a solid adventure game. And it doesn't play like an adventure game, and even at that, I don't think it's a very good example of them. So I found it very frustrating. Whereas, by comparison, the first one was, like, kind of crude but fun, and Convergence has been great. Like, I've really enjoyed Convergence. Notice that I chose the stress damage shirt. It's true, you did make an allusion to Darkest Dungeon. I wasn't sure if that was because I was wearing the Darkest Dungeon shirt that Tech got me. Yeah, I mean, even just by the third game, I get the impression that Joey gets better at doing that over time. But it's like, part of it too is the fact that it's like the second game in the series, and the fact that it felt like a step back was frustrating to me. Because like, yeah, the first game wasn't perfect, but it's like fine and it's fun. But then like Blackwell Unbound to me felt like, it like legitimately felt like it was less good in most ways. And I'm like, how is that possible? We already have the experience of doing a full game. Some of the assets we already just like had. Well, we could have. We did change the art style, in fairness. And again, this isn't for me to try and be so negative about Unbound to say that I think it's like the worst game ever made or anything. You're just asking why I'm like, wow, like you seem to really not like it. It's true. I did not particularly like Blackwell Unbound. I have negative things to say about it. This has restored a lot of my hope in this series that people have told me many good things about. And it's not unreasonable for the early games to be rough around the edges, but I still don't understand why Unbound feels like a step back from Legacy. Strictly speaking, the worst time I've ever had on stream was Life is Strange. I don't think I've ever been more annoyed than the lit fuse in Life is Strange. It's my least favorite thing I've ever streamed. I still hate that happened. I did really hate the queer music puzzle, though. That was very bad. And I especially hate that they threw in a distractor note for me, a guy who doesn't understand how music works. And so, like, I basically solved the puzzle, and it didn't do anything. And then you're like, I hate to tell you this, but there's, like, a whole extra note. And then I had to solve the puzzle in its entirety again. What's my least favorite moment in Life is Strange? I forget the full context of it. It's, like, toward the end, when the storm is happening, there's like there's something that's literally a lit fuse, and like you're supposed to shovel dirt onto the fuse to stop it from happening, to stop like the fuse from lighting like gasoline from like an overturned car or something. And it happens like after like a beached whale gets like dropped on the street or some insanely bizarre thing or something. And like the thing that's frustrating about it is that it's like an insanely tight time loop. So you get like no time to like look at or consider your options. And like the first thing I tried to do was to shovel crap on the fuse. And the way I was going about it, the game, it's just not the way that the game wants you to do it. So I tried that and then I ruled that out. And then was like trying to just like think straight, because it's literally like a few seconds or something where like the fuse goes and then like the thing explodes and she rewinds time. And just the fact that like it just kept like I couldn't even like focus on like what was in front of me, that like it was like making me like genuinely extremely mad. And then like someone in chat tried to like prod me a little bit, and I like was not cool about it. That's what I was trying to save a guy from dying. Oh, you were there for that, Just. I'm so sorry. I think it's the worst thing I've ever done. How do we get on these topics? Someone was trying to ascertain what my worst game experience was on stream, more or less. And the answer for me is easily Life is Strange. That moment in Life is Strange. Absolutely hated it. And it, you know, it touches on some of the same frustrations, right? Of like, the game wants it to be done in a particular way. It doesn't make it clear. It doesn't give you good resources to understand what's going on. And then on top of that, I'm generally not a fan of like time puzzles or like time constraints. Just watch the VOD part. You wish you were actually there. Oh, I see. You looked it up after I talked about it. That makes me feel worse. That makes me feel a lot worse. But yeah, I mean, you can still find it. It's ironically, it's not on my YouTube channel for complicated logistical reasons. It ended up on the Renegade Constabulary channel because originally I started streaming myself because we had like a big blackout period on the YouTube channel that my friend and I made. So my earliest streams got posted there, and then there was a period where I was like streaming off the PS4 and like saving them to a hard drive, but didn't have the time or resources to like edit consistently. So I was really mainly just streaming, and then more recently got like a more realistic setup. But yeah, I mean, Raincoat is a really bad game. Life is Strange, I genuinely think, is also a really bad game. That is a game that was highly recommended to me by several people whose opinions I respected, and I genuinely respected less after playing Life is Strange because I think that is a bad game. And I know Neko badly wants me to play Life is Strange 2, and I promise you that if you all figure out a way to get me to partner, I will play it, and I will not play it before then. It's the one thing I insist. If you want me to play that game, you have to make it possible. That is on you. You figure out how to make it happen. Oh no, I think we're all clear that me playing Life is Strange will not be a good time. Life is Strange 2. Life is Strange 2 somehow looks more depressing than Life is Strange 1, which is somber as heck. But yeah, I mean, as Demolition points out, we are in the stream is normally 3 phases. One, I show up and usually complain about something that's happened to me during the course of the week, which I try to do in the form of an entertaining story, and I think I usually succeed at that. Sometimes I'm just mad. Then we play a game, and then we resort to this, where we normally wrap up our feelings about what happened today, sometimes resolve unaddressed questions, and then the secret Squirtle is revealed. A sequel to Shadowgate just released. I don't think I know Shadowgate. So yeah, unless we have any other questions, I'll probably wrap things up here. And yeah, for those who missed the discussion midstream, here's my teddy bear. I brought him out because the first Blackwell game had Griff. It's Griff and not Gruff, right? That relies. Yeah, so just to reiterate, somewhere in the room behind me, it used to be a singular couch where everything lived, and then I moved, and I haven't really sorted this office to my satisfaction. I'm kind of developing a picture, but there's so much else going on. Really got to sort out the lawn first. But somewhere among the plush friends here beside me and behind me and over on the couch, I've hidden some number of Squirtles. If you can indicate where a Squirtle is hiding, you'll have found the secret Squirtle, which is, of course, an omen of good luck for the coming days. So I encourage you to consider where it may be hiding. Is it behind Ice Cream Cow or Loch Ness Monster or what has been affectionately dubbed the Cool Spot? Or maybe a pile of Vulpixen? Or this teddy bear right next to me? Or our very good friend Carlos, who's sneakily hiding in the corner of this little shelf? What was the first... Was there an early guess? No, there wasn't one before that. Okay. We've got behind Teddy Bear, behind Ghost, behind... I think, Snap, you're referring to this one, right? This is coughing, although at a distance it probably does look like Ghastly. Kind of like How Not to Be Seen. It's a little like How Not to Be Seen. The history of Secret Squirtle is complicated and actually a little difficult to convey. But basically, I have a bunch of Squirtles. I like Squirtle. He's my favorite Pokemon. But I have a bunch of other Pokemon because Pokemon are great. Yeah, no problem. Just wanted to make sure I had the right guess. So, I mean, some of these guesses are right here. I don't even have to get up. How amazing is that? So, behind our teddy bear, guess I should lift him up to prove it, is My Little Pumpkin Snoopy. What a good little guy. I love that he, like, is a Halloween pail and, like, has his own spider pail. That's pretty good. Oob the Ghost. Oob the Ghost was hanging out with another Halloween Squishmallow. It's our giraffe cat. Dressed up early. Although, also, why not always be a giraffe? And then... 4 guesses or 3? Wow. Here is our coughing. I love this gentleman. He's very happy. I aspire to be like coughing. Normally I'm like, I don't know, what's the angriest Pokemon? There's clearly a correct answer to this. Back there was, in fact, another Halloween friend, and he is a Squirtle. I am also a big fan of the coughing. I know I said, so like, when we first found that like fancy store in Burbank that had all the very good Pokemon, my mom was like, oh, well, why you like any one of these? And like one of the ones I was like looking at was coughing, and I'm like, it's silly to get coughing. And then like literally I couldn't stop thinking about the coughing, and like went back like 3 days later and I was like, I must buy the coughing. And he's like more expensive than all the other ones because he's so like big and full. But he has made me happy ever since. He was money well spent. I love him. He's very good. James would be proud. I mean, coughing is, I mean, literally when I went and got all these like Gen 1 Pokemon from that fancy import store, it was because like they had like basically all of my favorite Gen 1 Pokemon. I'm like, I should just have all the plush of what effectively amount to like a super good team of my favorite Pokemon. And I always loved coughing. It always made me upset that in the original Pokemon Red and Blue that they like goofed up the coughing sprite and had his like skull and crossbones like over his face in a weird way, which I forgot about until I like recently started replaying like Pokemon Red and Blue occasionally in my spare time, and I was like, oh yeah, I forgot they did that. Because you know by that time like the anime released roughly the same time, and there was like promotional stuff out, and you could clearly tell what coughing was supposed to look like, and in the game it was just like, nah, we just flipped it. I don't know, we weren't paying attention. But anyway, thank you so much. Thank you for the raid. Thanks everyone for hanging out. I've been having a lot of fun, which I could really use because it's been a super stressful time for me. Now you hang out in the front, Squirtle. You're doing good. But yeah, I'm excited to play more Blackwell Convergence, and I'm hoping that this is like an indicator that the remaining games in the series will also be exciting. But let's all remember to clear our calendars for October 12th when a fun Halloween-related but early Halloween surprise will be happening, and spread the word as many people as we can get to join in the fun. Will make it a better time for everyone. But yeah, thanks everybody for watching. Thank you for being here. Thanks for being you. And I hope to see you again soon. Whether that be next weekend, October 12th, or sometime in the distant future. In the meantime, remember to take care of yourselves and that you are colossal.